Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found.
Faster than light, spaceship of the future.
By direction of the President of the United States, stay in your home.
Is it human or inhuman? Earthly or unearthly?
Born in that swirling inferno of radioactive dust, there is no word to describe them.
We may be witnesses to a biblical prophecy come true.
Why is it that we usually ignore the fourth dimension?
Is this the human race of the future?
Yo, what's poppin', people? It's 420. I hope you're high as fuck when you listen to this, because I'm not. Or am I? I don't know. But what's up? What's going on, dude? Good morning, everybody. We've got a little bit of coffee. We've got some water. We've got biggest comedian in South Texas.
Hey.
Alan Rivers. Check out his new Netflix special called Fat and Racist. And hanging out with us today, we have a special guest, Mr. Ray Castillo. What's going on, baby?
What's up?
Not much, man. How you been? It's been a minute since you last been on. Like a year almost, right?
It has been a year?
I feel like it has. Because, I
thought it was like half a year.
Maybe? I don't know. What?
No, maybe it's been about a year.
Right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
It's been about a year. If you didn't catch the first episode, it was pretty dope. It's like somewhere in the early ones, like 30 or 20-something.
Yeah.
But tell the people a bit about what you do, my guy.
Okay, so been a personal trainer for about like going on, I think, almost 4 years now. Currently, I'm the fitness director of the gym TruFit here in Laredo, which just opened up, which is a chain of gyms that is all around Texas, but it's the first one here in Laredo. So as director, I'm in charge of basically all the personal training department. That's what I do.
Personal trainer extraordinaire, Ray Castillo.
Yes, sir.
There you guys have it. So we're like, before we started, we were talking a bit about like the new pressures of your job, dude.
Yeah. So as a trainer before, I was basically what everybody thinks being a trainer is, which is just training people. Right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the happy side of things where all I did was just like train people and everything dealing with like money and agreements and hiring staff,
administrative,
all that stuff. I was just like, oh well, that's not my problem.
Yeah.
So, oh, you're angry? Go talk to that guy. But and then now I am the one that all the angry people go talk to, both employees and just clients and all that stuff. Which it's not always angry people, right? The majority of them are really happy people. So, but like my job is usually really like easy. But there's times where if somebody's upset, like, there's nobody that I can say, like, oh, my bad, it was that guy.
Like you're the guy.
It's
like
me. And
you're the guy that gets the finger pointed at.
Yeah, and then being, like, the first gym here, the first gym with UBF, because I work for UBF, so we're, like, the official personal training department of TruFit. And we get hired by other gyms, so we're not only in TruFit. Our company gets hired by other people, right?
Okay, I see.
But, so, we're the company that works for TruFit right now, right? And so there's the closest TruFit next to this, or the closest UBF is either San Antonio or the Valley. So literally everything's like 2.5 hours. So I'm the highest ranking employee in
The region.
yeah. So there's no one I can say like, well, go over there and talk to that guy. Like it's just it's me and that's it. So every problem eventually just leads to me because that's as high as it can go.
Damn, dude, that's fucking crazy.
So it can get a little stressful there, but like I said, for the most part, it's happy people.
Now, the first time that we spoke, we kind of got into like your style of training, right? And how you were trying to, I don't know, create, I guess, like a specific type of program back when you were just a trainer.
Yeah.
How, like, do you still kind of have influence on that now that you're like in a higher position?
Yeah, of course. So one of the big things that we had talked about last time was that I wanted to be in a position to influence more people to be able to train like me. And that's exactly where I'm actually at right now. So the idea is that once I get the system going, because I'm like the highest ranking employee, I get to create the system. So once it gets functioning and like I have my whole staff and everything, then I get to influence people and like say like, okay, this is how I want you to train. This is what I need you to report to me and stuff like that. So I can have that
curriculum regiment. Like you can instate that shit.
Yeah, which is what I wanted to do, like kind of just like influence more people to be able to train like me, which is, again, I got to the point as a trainer where it was basically I reached my peak where I was just training like 5 a.m. to 12 p.m. and then 4 p.m. to like 9 p.m. just back to back people all day every day. It's unsustainable.
Yeah,
And
sounds crazy.
Yeah, I reached the peak of like how many people I could influence. It was just the people that I knew at the moment, like my clients, and that was it. Like there was nobody else. I could
Only
do.
so much time in a day. I mean,
Yeah, I know. So the idea was right that if I could have my team all train like me, then I could influence all of them, and they could all be also filled with people all day, like training like me. So that was the idea. But of course, the vision and then the journey to the vision is
Yeah, that's where it's really at.
Yeah, that's-
down in the trenches digging.
yeah. Right now it's just like go create it.
Dude, I feel you 100%,
Yeah,
man.
so-
It's crazy, but I mean, in the span of almost a year, dude, like to see at least how far you've come and how much closer you are to achieving that is fucking amazing, man. So like, congratulations on that, man.
Thanks. Yeah, it's it was kind of a like one thing just led to another, and it was I think like a span of like maybe 6 months, like maybe a little less than 6 months, like 4 months, where like all these things changed. Like I was telling you, it was suddenly I got a raise, then I got a promotion, then I got another promotion, then I got another promotion, and then I was giving an opening, and which was this one, right? So to get an opening of a gym is a huge deal because
Definitely,
as
dude.
I'm sure you guys know, there's a giant influx. And then I got an opening in February. So people are just
Yeah, like New Year's resolutions,
Yeah,
Valentine's Day, all this shit, right?
yeah, and especially being Laredo, which I actually I asked for Laredo because I knew like the potential of it, and I knew that Laredo was like the new shiny thing. Everyone's gonna gravitate towards it. So I mean, being from here, I just know that that's like there's not a lot of new things that happen. So when something new happens, it's like ooh.
Everyone's like, damn,
like I
let's
know
go.
the market. I got it cornered.
Yeah. So I presented myself and like why I should be there and stuff, and they're like, well, we're already gonna give it to you, but
But you just made us extra
okay,
sure,
you can
That's
can
great.
take it. Yeah,
That's fucking crazy, dude. Now,
funny.
I haven't been to TruFit at all, like at least not since it's opened. And like being a member of Rock Fitness, as you can tell, not just mine. But I mean, like basically pay like a fat tax, I guess. But it's fine. It's fine for now. Anyways, like the top gyms that I felt, in my opinion, because I've tried out a couple different ones, right? And for me, like Gold's was like the gold standard. It's fucking dope. Like it had like I guess the basketball court, the sauna, all that good shit. But other than that, like I feel that the equipment that they had there was pretty dope. However, it's like fucking super expensive. And then like after that, I don't know. I heard that like Legacy. I don't know if you've heard of the gym Legacy or whatever. But,
Yes,
or
sir.
have you been there at all?
I have not, but the first thing I did before coming here was find out who my competition was. So,
And you were like, I'm fucking good.
yeah, no, yeah, I immediately knew that I was bringing something special to Laredo.
Describe the facility to me, dude? Like what type of shit do y'all have in there?
So, first of all, this is what Joe Brand used to be.
Yeah, so it's huge as huge, dude.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
That place was
huge.
huge. Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge and it's fancy. It kept the same sort of fancy. We got a staircase that like sometimes I walk up it, I feel like the Scarface staircase.
yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, and then we got the elevator in there. So there's everybody always asks, why do you guys have an elevator in a gym?
Sometimes you do leg day too hard, man.
It took forever to set it up, and we had a lot of issues with the elevator and stuff. But basically, it just adds on to like the fanciness and prestigiousness of the gym.
Yeah.
But as far as the gym goes, you have everything you can possibly like want in there, and it's a real like open concept. So even when the gym does get packed, what it creates is like it'll be a packed section here and a packed section here, but then there's a lot of space in between. So it never really seems like an overcrowded gym where you can't really walk.
I feel you.
So there's a lot of like opportunity to have different equipment and stuff like that. But
Did you kind of, as you guys were opening, did you kind of have like a huge role in setting up where you wanted the equipment and stuff?
No. So I didn't get to do that because that comes with TruFit. Like they have certain standards of things that they want to do and stuff like that. But I mean, if I were to have a say in terms of equipment, they got everything I wanted. Like
Nice.
yeah,
perfect.
Yeah. So one of the things that in the first gym that I was in as a trainer, it's one of the biggest ones in the valley. They didn't have squat racks for a long time. So
Damn.
I struggled so much like pitching like the idea of squat racks and why we needed squat racks and stuff like that, like I bought my own and I wanted to bring it in and they didn't let me because they were like, no, it doesn't really go up to code and stuff
Yeah,
like that. And I
yeah.
was like, guys, like y'all don't understand. Like we need to do more and like get going with the fitness stuff. Excuse me. So then the second gym I moved to, where I became director, it's the smallest gym. So I was in charge of the smallest gym in the valley, and like the most like, okay, well, you want to be director? Here is like the one that needs the most work.
down in the-
It was the size of this room. It had like one treadmill.
It's tiny. It's falling apart, and it's like the management has just always been bad. And we had a joke. So the gym was, or we refer to it as South, and South was the place where people went to die. So whenever someone got transferred to South, they were like, oh, well, he basically got fired, right?
R.I.P.
Yeah, because he's gonna quit in a month. So that's what South was, right? And
That's what you were assigned.
yeah, so
Down in the trenches.
yeah. So when before they offered South to me, because there was like an influx of people that came from Puerto Rico, and yeah.
Oh, okay, from like all the
Yeah,
refugees.
So half the company was in Puerto Rico, and then the other half was here, right? And when the whole like Maria things happened and everything, it just kind of like led these people to just be like, you know what, like we got to make a move. And one of them came to the valley, and then like more and more people started coming to it. So there was like a huge influx of people coming into the valley. And so they started making like a change because they had a change in terms of like work mentality and stuff like that, right? So to them, it was just like hustle and work, and you got to go and you got to advance in the company, you got to do more and stuff like that. And for a long time, like UBF in the valley was just kind of like at a standstill.
They had like plateaued.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, you know, you just kind of chill in this position and you don't really do much. You sit in the office and like
people get a workout in here.
Yeah,
and there.
every now and then someone comes ask and you hang around.
We're still here.
Yeah. That's how it was, right? So when they came with a different mentality, and so they didn't know about South. So I told them like about South was the place that people went to go die, right? So then they were like, but why is that the place that people go die? And I was like, well, you guys will see. Lo and behold, they had a director there, and he quit within a month. They had another one, and he quit within a month.
Damn.
And so it was just like, oh, okay, now we know what you're talking about, right? So I had been asking for a director for a long time, and this was before I like had my raise and then my promotion and stuff like that. So then I got my first raise, and then I went to be head trainer. They moved me up to head trainer, and then from head trainer, the idea is now you become assistant fitness director. So that you like learn about being director and then move up to weekend fitness director, then director, right? So they kept offering me assistant fitness director at like the gym that I was at, and I was like, no, I want to be director. And they're like, Ray, you can't like skip steps. They kept telling me like that's not the way it works. You can't just jump to be there. And then I was like, well, no, I want to be director. And then they were like, but why do you want to be director? And I was like, cause I think if I'm gonna make a move, it has to be in charge of things. Like I've been with the company long enough, I know my stuff, like. I should be director. Like, that's where I should be, right? And so then they were like, well.
You're an arrogant motherfucker.
Yeah. So that's what they just kept telling me, right? And keep in mind, again, they come from a system that had already ran a certain way where everybody starts as trainer and you move up one by one. That's the way it's always worked there, right? So they just kept telling me no and no and no. And they were like, no, like, that, you don't understand. Like, let me know when you're ready to be assistant fitness director. Then you can move up. Like, if it just shows you can do the work, then you can be there. And I was like, but I can do the work. Just put me there and I'll show you. So lo and behold, another person quit from South. And then they were like, well, hey, you want to be director? We can give you South. And it was a joke. And I was like, I'll take it.
Step up to the plate.
And then they were like, oh, you'll take South. And then but I was like, yeah, of course. So they're like, all right, well, show us what you can do. And I went to the gym that was falling apart. I mean, just losing money left and right. Like, it was just like a whole... not much going on, zero structure in there. So in the 3 months that I was there, I basically completely changed the staff and like the department, and we had organization, and I started running like seminars with my trainers and stuff like that. Service was like impeccable at South, right?
After you became director?
Yes. So in terms of money coming in, of course, I knew that wasn't going to be the avenue where South was going to shine because it's a tiny rundown gym and like not a lot going on there, right? So what I figured I could
Let me pause your story real quick.
Yeah.
Move your mic just a little bit higher. Like
right there.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So what I figured I could do to help South was to just improve training quality by a lot. So what that did is that it stopped the bleeding in terms of like income loss and stuff like that at South. So it was just steady, and everything every new client that came in was just like growth. So I basically got a gym that was just losing lots of money, and I turned it into like a stable, slowly growing gym, which is what they want, right? Like a gym that just is slowly increasing in the amount of money it's making. So that's what I turned it into. So I was super proud of myself. And then that's where people started talking about the potential of Laredo opening up and stuff like that. Then
you're like, I'm your guy.
Yeah. I was like, I'll be there.
You saw what I just did.
Yeah.
Saw me.
Yeah, and I saw all the equipment and stuff like that was going to be at Laredo, which we have like 10 squat racks.
Holy shit.
Yes.
Okay.
Damn.
That's fucking wild.
We have 6 deadlift platforms and I think maybe 4 sets of kettlebells up to 60 pounds.
Thank you, dude. Fucking thank you, dude.
You're out here struggling to get one.
Yeah.
Bro.
10.
I'm not trying to knock rock. That rhymed. But, fuck y'all. They have one, 15-pound kettlebell. That's from the, you know how those colorful kettlebells that suck?
Yeah.
They have that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you guys have a fucking dope space and shit. Throw some kettlebells in this bitch. What they can do? They're dope. I mean, I'm obviously not working out that much, right? But I mean, still, when I want to pull up and get a workout in,
my kettlebells.
yeah, dude, I want to be able, fucking swing that shit around or whatever. But
Paying the fat tax.
yeah, dude,
Better come with pedal better.
for real, dude. Fuck, use my fat tax for something good.
Yeah.
And dude, but that's fucking badass, man.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to ask you a bit about that. Do you? I mean, obviously, you're not really training people anymore, right? Other than your trainers personally, right? Or,
So I actually am.
oh, so you still are?
Yes.
Oh shit. Okay.
The idea is that I'm not supposed to.
Oh, shit.
There's supposed to be a chain of command, right, to hand down to other, but as again the vision gets created, I am the vision.
Fuck yeah. He's got the mind stone in his forehead,
Yeah,
dude.
You lead by example, man.
Yeah. So for a lot of people, I'm kind of every chain of command. It's just I am everything, right? But I do have my staff, and I do hand people over to trainers and stuff, right? The idea is that no, I shouldn't be training anymore, but I do have people, and I mean I still love training, so it's still.
I can tell, but you're passionate as fuck about that, so it's dope as fuck.
It's still it kind of. I'll get stressed out by the job, and then a client comes in, and I was like, "Let's train,
let's go." Just fucking you. Now, dude,
You're doing that wrong.
To go back a bit, when you before you got all your raises and everything, and you were training practically all day, do you do the workout sessions with the people, or just demonstrate and let them take over?
So you can, right? But I never really did that, but because again, if you're training all day back to back, you're just gonna be dead and super sweaty by that last client. So no, what you do is you demonstrate the first set and stuff like that, and you're like, okay, we do this, and then with the more advanced clients, you just kind of spot them, walk them around, motivate them, and just make sure that they're doing things correctly and tell them what to do because they already know what the exercises are and stuff. So you don't have to always demonstrate stuff like that.
That's fucking cool, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure if we went into detail last time, but actually we did, and I kind of remember more or less how your process went as far as establishing baselines and then going from there depending on what they want to do, whether increase strength or all that, right? So, have you learned anything different from the last time that we met to?
In terms of training and
different techniques or other, I don't know, I guess workouts that you've noticed that are oh, you know what, this is dope, or
not too much really. I do always keep learning and stuff like that, right? But it's not really anything monumental in terms of training modalities or anything like that. It's just how to handle client progression and stuff like that. That's what always evolves, right? So there's always better ways to get somebody better from this week to the next week and from that week to the next week, right? So, but a lot of those things have just really come from trial and error and experience with clients that, I've tried different ways to progress clients and to get them results because as much as I can speak on training principles and modalities, if they don't work towards a client, if the client's not losing weight, which is 99% of the people, what they want to do is just lose weight, then it doesn't matter how much I know about training principles and modalities. It's whatever I'm going to apply that is practical and they actually get some results.
Does it work? Yeah.
Yeah. So in terms of that, I think that's where I've grown, but not too much in terms of exercises or stuff like that has been different.
Did you move back here, or are you still in the Valley?
Okay, no. So when the opportunity for Laredo came, it was a giant opportunity, right? So I talked to my wife, and I was like, hey, opportunity for Laredo is there. But we had just bought a house in the Valley.
Oh, man.
And then So this was before I moved to South as director because I was head trainer, and as head trainer, I was making decent money, right? So I was like, hey, we can afford a house. So bought a house. It was 3 or 4 minutes away from my gym. So
Damn, that's dope.
Chilling.
Super close. South was 25 to 30 minutes away from my house.
Oh, snap.
And then Laredo opportunity came in, and I was like, whoa, that's 2.5 hours away from my house.
Fuck. Man.
And I was like, well, fuck, I'm not going to sell my house. I just bought it. So no, what I do is I'm here during the week, and in the weekend I take off to the valley to be with my wife.
Dope.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's,
Terrible.
yeah.
Damn, dude. Yeah, fucking slow.
Obviously not like the ideal situation, but the idea was that there was an opportunity for growth, and it was like a now or never type thing. I mean,
Right.
Fuck it, take it.
Gotta jump on it. And then with the equipment that I saw in Laredo, it kind of made me think like I should be there. Like I'm the one that's supposed to be there, right? I feel like I'm the director that knows the most about training because there's other directors that can do like management or they can do sales and stuff like that, right? So in that aspect, yes, there's people that are better than me. But in terms of training and training knowledge and like my vision for influencing trainers to be able to train like me, this was the perfect place. I mean, 6 deadlift platforms, lots of bumper plates, like bunch of
that
kettlebells.
sounds fucking beautiful.
There is like bodybuilding sections and like a beginner section. There's a bunch of classes that are upstairs and everything. So I was like, I mean, this is where I belong, you know? Like
I need to go peep the gym, dude. I haven't seen it. At all.
yeah, I mean, coming from a gym with no squat racks, struggling to get in one, to now going to a gym with 10 squat racks, I was like, this is destiny. I belong there.
Dude, that's the most I've seen. Like I haven't. Fuck, I don't know. Like both Gold's gyms. I've been to both of them, right? Like the one on Del Mar,
don't
the
have
one
10
on San
squat
Isidro.
racks,
They
yeah.
definitely don't. They have
No.
like the bigger one at Del Mar. I think has maybe like 3 or 4, and then a couple of Smith machines. And then the one at San Isidro, the newer one, it definitely only has like 2.
Yeah.
And they're not even like the full rack with the frame. It's just like
Yeah.
where you fucking literally rack the weights and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, 10 squat racks.
Yeah,
That's fucking wild.
it's nice.
That's fucking badass,
I mean,
dude.
the first time I walked into the gym, because I came to see it obviously before it opened with my vice president. It felt like I was like walking into like a movie or something, man. Like they opened the doors and I was like, holy shit, I made it. That was my first thought. Like, this is it, I made it.
Fuck yeah.
So no, I didn't put a lot of thought into how bad it would be to spend like half Saturday, Sunday, and then take off like Monday morning at 5 a.m. back to Laredo, and then just be here every day, like just and go Saturday again. So I didn't put a lot of thought into that, but I told my wife, and then she was like, "Hey, you should be there. It's an opportunity. Take it now, or you're gonna regret it forever."
Figure it out. We'll figure it
You
out.
guys should rent the house, man, and just rent over here.
That's what everybody keeps saying, but so
Turn your mic more towards your mouth.
Okay.
There. Okay, there. I'm sorry. It's just super like fucking.
No, it's because this thing keeps yanking over here.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
All right. Is that good?
That's good.
All right, you're good.
So-
sorry, everyone.
people of Laredo,
Go to TruFit.
yes, but my God, drive better.
Oh, 100%, dude.
shit.
100%,
That's
dude.
that coming.
Immediately in the first week that I got here, I had like the closest I've been to crashing in like probably since I lived in Laredo. Holy shit, people will die before they let you go into their lane.
Right.
Dude, they're like, nah,
No,
never.
I obviously my blinker is on, right? Like, hey, buddy, can I go in? And they're like, fuck you.
Yeah.
No, like, holy.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, you're
It's
coming
crazy.
in? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, no. If you're telling me to somebody ahead of time, hey, I'm gonna move into this lane, they're like, nah,
Yeah,
you're not
no,
going to.
No, they will go out of their way to make sure that you do not go in.
Yeah, people
And-
are spiteful.
And holy shit, I mean, I got used to the valley because so where I live, the university is really close. So there's a lot of like bike lanes and people crossing roads and stuff,
Right.
obviously, right?
Go ahead, people. Go ahead.
Oh
Yeah.
my, yeah. So it was like, oh, you're gonna cross, I'll stop, right?
Oh, yeah.
So when I was coming out
Thanks
of
for
the
the
gym,
heads up.
yeah, when I was coming out of the gym, right? Obviously, there's the people passing like the mall, and then there's the parking space. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna pass you, and then it was like, and I was like,
whoa.
this guy tried to kill me, like
What the fuck?
literally, and it's
Straight up.
no, people have.
Yeah, man. Probably. I mean, I've spent time in various other cities here in Texas. Definitely, I feel like Laredo's worse driving. 100% top terrible. San Antonio's, I would say, second. Fuck San Antonio. 100%. Like, at least on like 35 and like 410 and fucking
The thing about people here is they drive fast in parking lots and they drive slow, like on the
on the
actual road.
highways. and shit.
Yes. My wife does that. When she first came to Valley, I was like, what are you doing? And she had zero respect for people crossing the roads. But then I started thinking, and I was like, it's not necessarily that people drive bad. I think it's just like the culture of like lack of public transportation and stuff here.
Yeah, dude.
There's no universities, there's no public
Right.
transportation. So
there's like one.
That's a good
university,
point.
It's like
Yeah.
hidden.
So,
and,
my wife, she got used to that, and like when people are crossing the road, you stop.
yeah, you don't just like.
Supposed to stop.
Yeah. So that was one of the immediate things I was like, all right, I don't want to live here. So as far as renting my house and moving down
Yeah.
here, I was like, I don't want to live here. So what's the next step? So the idea is that because there's another TruFit opening up this year in Laredo, I should have some sort of influence in terms of either running that gym too, or like what I'm supposed to be doing right now is creating other fitness directors, because the whole company is built on, if you want to succeed, you have to have somebody take your place so that you can then move up. Like when I was a trainer, the big deal was like, I have a bunch of clients and I'm like the best trainer. So who am I going to give my clients
Were
to,
you able
right?
to find like a protege or not? Or like
I had some friends there that
Gotta find a few proteges.
yeah.
for real.
That they were good at training, right? So then I comfortably passed on some clients, right? But what was hard was the clients that were really attached to me, because for some of them, I had years with them. So they were like my friends, and I had seen them change. I had seen their families change and everything. So there was an obvious emotional attachment. I had quite a few phone calls because, so another one of the things that how I ended up at South was on Friday evening, they told me, hey, if you want South, you can take it. We're giving you the opportunity. And I was like, great. Let me tell all my clients. And they're like, you start Monday.
Oh, fuck. Like,
snap.
damn, dude, that's crazy.
So the ones that got to come in, because I would only work Saturday morning. So the ones that got to come in on Saturday mornings, I talked to them. Quite a few of them cried. And the rest were like a bunch of phone calls. So I was like,
But you pissed off people.
some of them were upset. Most of them were just crying. A lot of them were just like, well, that sucks, but I'm happy. I understand that
Right.
it's a big move, right? And then I had a couple of them that were like, I'm going with you. And I was like, you can't. I'm director now. I can't train. And they were like, no, I'm going with you. So I did have some go with me.
I'm going to Laredo.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, and they called and they were like, I don't know, like they spoke to at that time the director and like the higher ups, and they're like, I don't know what you need to do, but I'm going with Ray. So you need to
Figure it out.
You need to transfer my membership, and I'm going with. So I had some people that went with me to South.
That's insane.
Yeah. But then obviously when I was coming to Laredo, I was like, guys,
You guys gonna lay off now?
It's 2 hours. It's 2 hours. Come on, guys.
that's not happening anymore.
We're going.
Yeah.
I'll be there at 5.
So that-
Come back by 7.
I'm moving.
Yeah. So
I'll rent my house too.
Fuck it. I want to experience this bad driving y'all speak of. That's fucking amazing, dude. That sounds crazy. Like to have such a positive influence in people's lives. It's
Yeah.
fucking badass, dude.
So that's what I'm trying to do now here. And it's taking a while, and it's a lot harder than what I thought, because I didn't see how many years went into creating the system that was over there. So I was like, hey, well, I'll just bring the same system down here.
I'm sure the staff is a lot bigger too, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot more people.
Yes, definitely.
have
Yeah.
to
It's
get
the
to.
biggest one in South Texas, or no? Or
Yes.
yeah, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, it's both in terms of memberships and in terms of like, well, actually, there's one in the valley that's 3 stories.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Yeah, so it's bigger, but it's not as like spacious and like state of the art equipment and stuff like that. So it's like the big deal. Like Laredo's the big deal. Yeah.
How many members of staff do you have?
And can you bring on an assistant of your choosing?
Yes, I can.
That would be great.
Yeah, I have an assistant fitness director right now. I had another one and she left. So that's been my my constant struggle, which I just thought I was gonna get here and find a bunch of people that just really want to work, and I was like, guys, follow the dream.
That's not how it works.
I thought everyone's gonna be really passionate about like
Yeah.
the system, and I was gonna explain to them. They would be like, yeah, I'm in. No, it was immediately like, okay, I want to work, but I can work Monday afternoon and Tuesday between 12 and 2, and Saturdays I need off, and Friday I go to school, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, guys, no, you need to work here all the time. And then they're like, well, I can't take it then. And then like somebody would finally be able to work, and then they're like, no, like it's not good enough for me. And I was like, but like,
Wait,
yeah,
like, there's more.
yeah. And I was like, wait, no, like this whole thing runs on the potential, right? Like the growth, like it's like constant growth forever. That's what we are. Like Like, I cannot be successful if you guys aren't successful. That's why it works, right? And then they're like, no, but they're paying me more golds. And I was like, yeah, but there's no growth there.
Yeah, golds. I mean,
That's it.
Yeah.
fuck. I don't know.
But
In my experience, at least at both golds and rock, like I don't know, because I've never like trained with anyone personally. Like I was just going like do my thing. But I mean, I don't know, man. It just feels like some of the trainers are just like, yeah, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just kind of hanging out.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know what like proper. I'm not saying that they're not properly training. I'm just saying that like I don't know if it's supposed to look different or not. You know what I mean? Like more involved or something. At least I feel like if I was there, I mean, not fucking saying I'm trainer material. I'm just saying like if it were me, like I feel like I'd be like, hey, wait, like nah, like. You know, like I've seen some people like
a little bit more involved in actually coaching and
not
stuff
like fucking just like dude, like.
So the sad reality is that like maybe 90% of trainers are what you're talking about, which is why so many people want to be trainers and why I've had so many issues in terms of getting actual staff that wants to work the same way I want to work. Because a lot of them think like, I'll be a personal trainer. I just stand next to a person for an hour, 30 minutes. I get paid and I go home. There's a lot. Yeah, you can do that, right? And you can be every other personal trainer ever and you can make no money. Or you can go above and beyond. You can work extra hard. You can be involved with your clients. You can like build a reputation and you can be successful, right? And that's the part where like I've had a lot of struggle in terms of finding people.
Motivating other people to do the same thing.
Yeah. So there was just, so yes, I have a lot of staff, but I've also had a lot of like,
come and going.
Yeah.
Just solid assistant, man.
Yeah, I know.
Rip.
I'm supposed to have like multiple assistants. I've had one that he's been there since the beginning. And immediately the first time like I showed him what we were, he was like sold on like who we are or what the company stands for in the system. He was like, there's nothing like that here. And I know what this can be. So he's been there since then. So he's helped me out. But one assistant is not enough for
right.
Especially like
for a whole city, like
how big that fucking gym is.
Yeah. I need a big training staff, like multiple assistants. And
I know a guy. I'm gonna be like, yo, I need you to like, cause he's a coworker of mine currently, but he's like into fitness like a lot, and I feel like he might be a candidate. I don't know. I'll talk to him. But
I mean, tell him to come in. Basically, what I'm searching for is people that want to work. That's it. Like at this point, that's my criteria.
Down to work. All right, let's go.
You want to work like a lot? I mean, are you willing to work a lot? Because that's been the thing. At first, I was like, hey, let me hire, because I came in and I was like, let me hire the best trainers like in Laredo. And my God, I landed like some extremely high quality trainers. Like I'm talking. My entire staff, including myself, had bachelors. They all had like high level certifications. One of them was coming from being like a strength and conditioning coach of like some university. I think he did like an internship at, I think maybe like at UT or something. Yeah. Damn, this guy was like a big deal. And I hired him, and then I hired, like I said, multiple people with bachelors and stuff. So I was like, holy shit, I have the best training staff in Laredo, like for sure, highest quality training there is. What I didn't realize that would come with that was that when you hire people that are highly qualified, they expect to be highly compensated immediately. And there's where that created issues. Where I was like, right. You guys need to see the vision. But then to them, they were like, no, I'm the vision.
Yeah.
Like,
you had like 30 rays, no, I'm Ray.
Yeah. And then I was like,
it's not going to work.
And I was like, no, guys, but like,
I'm Ray.
You're what I need you to be. Just hold on, like, just stay on, and like it will become lucrative. But that's where I didn't take that into account, because when I started, like my mentality when I started to be a trainer, I was like, I don't care what I get paid. I don't care what I'm gonna do, where I'm gonna start, what hours I have to work. If I have a client at 5 a.m. or one at 10:30 p.m., like I'm gonna be there because I want to be a trainer. And then after I was a trainer, I was like, I'm going to do whatever it takes I can be director, because I want to be director, right? So I never once thought of like my pay or a pay increase or like my schedule or how early I went in, and I was going to say, I'm not available before 7. Like the first time I heard it here where I was like, well, I'm not available before 8 and not available like between 4 and 6. I was like, what the fuck?
The fuck
Why not
available?
Are you trying to work? Like, don't you have bills? Like, what do you want in life, And so to me, that was something that I had so much struggle, like just getting a grasp of in my mind, like that people just
Are not down.
Yeah, people just didn't want to kill themselves through work. Like
People trying to get by.
yeah, they're just like, how much are you gonna pay me?
Like, let me do the minimum.
Yes.
And like that'll be chill.
Like how much can you pay me for the minimum? And it's like, well, they pay me more for the minimum over there. And I was like, yeah, but I can pay you a lot for the potential in the future and like growth if you give me effort. They're like, nah, I'll go over there.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah,
that
they're
sucks
like
so
growth,
much.
that does not matter. So I had some struggle with that, but right now things are balancing off. I've gotten a lot of like young, eager people and stuff like that. So things are moving up, and it's been hectic, but it's ultimately what I want. Like
Now, you had mentioned this back when you were running south, but like now that you're directing here in Laredo, do you still do like seminars for your trainers and stuff, or like how do you kind of approach it to, motivate them?
I haven't had the chance yet. What I've been doing is just like individual talks with them and stuff. Like mainly every talk has been about my vision for the gym and what I want and why I'm here, and if they want to be part of that vision, right? And for some of them, they've been like, yeah, that sounds like exactly where I want to be. This is who I want to be my boss. And I was like, guys, I'm a wealth of knowledge and experience. Like, if you guys want to learn, this is the right place. If you guys want to grow, I literally cannot grow if you guys don't grow in the company, right? That's the only way that I can advance. And so I was like, my success depends on your success. And besides, I come from being a trainer, which a lot of directors, at least the ones that are not the ones that came from Puerto Rico, right? Because the ones that came from Puerto Rico, they all went through that like stages of going up, right? But the ones that are here, some of them just kind of they just
fell into
the job, so they're not
good at sales.
Yeah, basically,
Stuff
right?
like that, yeah.
Yeah, so they don't come from being a trainer. So I was like, I come from being a trainer. So like my main thing is training quality and like taking care of my trainers and stuff. That's what I care for. So if you want like a boss that cares about you and that cares about like the clients, that wants success in terms of like just training and results and stuff like that, this is the right place. So with that, I've had some people like follow the dream and they've stuck on, right? But I haven't been able to run seminars and all that stuff because of, again,
Money.
yeah, and getting
administrative duties and all that shit.
getting things going, getting things structured, and establishing the system. Because like I said, it was a system that I went into. Even South, for example, it was trash, right? But the system was already there. The staff was already there. I just had to fix things. Here, I have to create, and then when something gets broken, I have to fix it, and then create and fix and create and fix. And like, there's a constant, just like, it's taking
adjust.
It's taking a lot of time to create that system that I had running over there, right? But still, I mean, it's every day I see the gym, and I just know I'm in the right place. Like, it's...
Damn, dude.
That's great.
Yeah.
It sounds fucking badass. Like, I want to go check it out, honestly. Because, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
10 squat recs. You had me at 10
Yeah,
squat recs.
It
sounds fucking badass, dude. Like, other than that, bro, what's been going on in your life, man? Besides that, like, I mean, obviously, that's like what 90% of your life, 99,
about 95%.
95% of your life.
95. You realize the man works 5 days a week and then
Yeah.
he drives
Yeah.
back 2.5 hours.
I was like, well, that's
5.5.
5.5.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
So no, 5.5 days a week. So
Oh,
because
okay.
I work
Yeah.
Saturday mornings too, right?
Jesus
Wait,
Christ.
no. So that's 5.5. Yeah. So so I was telling him before
6.5,
So
bro.
you
What are you
live
talking
here,
about?
bro.
Yeah.
Like you live here.
Yeah, basically, right?
You're Laredo.
I have a
dude.
nice weekend off in the valley, and then
Yeah.
I come back to I also live in the gym. So because I was telling him that like my average work days right now are like, if it goes well and things are running smooth, it's about 12-hour work day.
Jesus Christ.
Damn, dude. man.
Average is about 14. If things get a little hectic, 16 and a half hour work days, right?
Well, 70 hours a week, no big deal.
Yeah, but I
Fuck,
can't complain because I'm getting compensated very well, right? So
Yeah, so, and like, you're right on track to what you want to do.
yeah.
So, when are you writing this book?
Shit.
That's the real question.
Yeah. Yeah, he's doing all this, and man, the man's writing a book as well, man. Did y'all know?
It's coming soon.
Yeah.
To a publisher near you. Now, have you ever thought about that at all? Like,
Writing, creating, like for my own.
yeah.
I mean, yes, obviously, I want to get to a point to be a little bit more stable to then create more stuff like for myself and for making a bigger influence and having like, just like my own thing, not necessarily through the company.
Yeah.
But like I said, the best thing is to always take things through stages in life, like phases of training. Same thing apply to phases of life. right now the phase is this advancement, right? This opportunity, this growth. So there's been kind of like a halt in terms of like
All other outlets.
yeah. So it's personal development in terms of my career, and then once that like stabilizes, then it's personal development like for myself and
Word. If you were to write a book, I mean, what would you put in it? What would be the fucking first thing it says?
fuck that.
I think you'd have a lot to say about like how influencing others can affect people's lives.
Yeah. I mean,
Because you've seen a lot of that.
yeah, there's a lot of where it's kind of like a trickle down influence.
Right.
Yeah, you influence.
And then like creating your own system of that. I feel like you could write a book about that shit.
I mean, definitely, but the thing would be having to have somebody gather my thoughts together, cause
Right. And like
Voice
not
recording.
just
Yeah.
spewing, just fucking
Yeah.
nonsense.
Just word vomit onto
yeah,
the paper.
because that would be the hard thing.
But you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's crazy, man. Like, fuck. What do you? I mean, I know you kind of only have like a day and a half off, but like back in the valley, do you go out like to any spots there? I mean, I know you were telling me about like a couple of restaurants and all this shit, but
Yeah, so basically, I go to mainly the same place in the valley all the time. It's called University Draft House, and I go because I like watching fights. They show the fights at University.
oh
Draft House.
fuck, actually, goddamn, dude. Last weekend,
Alan, do you watch MMA?
Yeah.
UFC?
Sometimes, yeah.
not religiously, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
Fuck, dude. Last fucking week,
Oh my God, Stylebender Gaslam, one of the best fights I've ever seen.
dude. I only caught the fifth round because I was at a show. And you were messaging me like, dude, did you just see that? And I was like, I'm not there. Don't tell me anything. So like, I fucking came back, and we were actually supposed to do a podcast that day too. So which is why I left the show, because it was like Nicholas Whips and badass lineup, and it was actually like good music. And I was like, fuck, I don't want to leave, but all
Okay,
right.
hold on. A quick thing here. So in the gym, where we have our evaluations. So in the beginning, we evaluate people where they're at, tell them about training and where their focus should be in the gym, so that they can get started with the gym, right? So one of my scheduled fitness assessments said Maria Whips, and immediately I was like, "There's not too many people with the last name Whips." So she came in, and the first thing I said, "Are you related to Nicholas Whips?" And she was like, "That's my son."
Oh shit!
And I was like, "I'm your son's biggest fan. Like, I play his music coming here every day and everything." So there, just to
Shout out to Nick.
That's
What's up?
insane.
yeah.
Yeah, dude. Fuck that. But fuck, dude. The fights though. I only got to see like some of the prelims, and then the last round of Gastelum fucking and Stylebender, and then the main title fight, and just that was like amazing. So fuck.
Did you get to go back and watch Khalil Roundtree?
No, I haven't yet.
Holy shit. Biggest improvement I've ever seen in a fighter. Like from one fight to another. I mean, it was total domination by Roundtree. It was,
And who do you fight? Eric Anders, right?
yeah.
Okay.
And he he was basically like a TIE fighter, like the whole fight.
I heard. I was listening to fucking Schaub and Rogan like the next day
Yeah.
or on Monday, and they were like, "Yeah, just like
So
kick the
you
fuck out of the
usually
guy.
Rogan and Schaub just over exaggerate everything. So I take everything they say with a grain of salt.
pound for pound, dude."
But Roundtree, how they explained it, it was impressive. Like it was crazy. So
I need to go back and watch that. I need to go back and rewatch like the main card entirely, because I didn't really watch any of that other than the last fight. And dude, I don't know, man. I really underestimated Poirier's power in relation to like Max going up.
yes,
It's a huge difference.
yeah, it was. Max looked tiny compared to this
Dude,
thing.
I was like, yo, he's fucking Poirier was definitely hovering like 195, closer to like two bills.
No, he's big. He's for sure
Stocky
big.
as fuck too.
Yeah, way bigger than him.
I was like, God damn it, Max, what are you doing? And he was just like eating punches, and he was like, all right, dude, I'm good. And I was like, no, you're not, bro. You're gonna fucking die. What are you doing? God damn it, dude. When he started turning it on, like in the third round, and he was like, I'm just gonna do what I do, and just started like, hitting him with combinations. I was like, okay, here we go. And then it's like the big moment just like kept slipping by. Like he had him hurt a couple of times, and I was like, here it is. And then nah. And like in those exchanges, like just what one punch from Poirier, whenever it would hit Max, I was just like, Jesus, like
Yeah.
Each one of them was fucking
Yeah, it was devastating.
as fuck.
Yeah,
dude.
there's always a point in Max's fights where like he just kind of starts punching a lot. People would like duck down, and then it's like, okay, it's over. Because
Yeah.
they're just never gonna recover. And it happened multiple times in that third round with Dustin, but then he just recovered. Like,
Yeah.
there was not much that was being done.
There would be like those exchanges, and then he would catch him with one, and that would back Max off,
Yeah.
and then like, all
and,
right,
and
let's
that,
fucking.
and that's I think something that never happened before Max's fights. Like, yeah, those exchanges always just led to Max winning and dominating.
Yeah, and
But,
I imagine, like, I mean, I knew Poirier had power, especially from like the fight with Gaethje. I was like, oh shit, okay, fucking Gaethje almost has like retard strength. I feel.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh, let's go. And he's like, they fucking, dude, I was just like, damn, like when he put him away, I was like, okay. And I don't know, I just felt like Aldo had that same type of power, but it fades away quicker. And I guess I didn't expect Poirier's cardio to be right there with Max, dude. That was pretty fucking wild.
Yeah, I think predominantly it's like the size difference. It's just obvious. I mean, if you smaller guy fighting bigger guy, like everything else equal, the bigger guys just just always gonna dominate. It's one of the things that I've always wondered about, like small aggressive people, like when they're short and like tiny and they're aggressive. Like man, you need to be less aggressive. Like,
yeah, like just relax.
Yeah, so some bigger guys just literally just gonna take you down and that's it. Like there's not much.
There's not much you can do. Yeah,
no.
exactly.
Yeah.
But fuck, dude, I wonder what's next at lightweight, man. Like, there's so much. What was the fucking next match that was coming on? Was it Ferguson and dude, who the fuck?
I have no idea what's gonna happen with Ferguson.
Dude, have you been keeping up with like all the craziness?
Last I knew, he was like talking about the government like putting stuff in his legs and
Jesus Christ.
yeah, like some chips, microchips, or
Dude,
something.
I don't know.
What?
It's pretty sad, dude. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
He was already kind of like out there, but
Yeah, I was gonna say he was never like down to earth.
Yeah, he's weird.
He's weird as fuck.
Yeah.
but his style is just badass, man. He's one of my favorite fighters. Real
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, if he would just like not talk and just fight.
Yeah,
Yeah, right?
Fucking just fight, man.
I like him to talk though. I don't know. I like the weird shit that he says. Like it's like all
Fucking
right.
strange, man.
It is strange. I feel like that's or peculiar is like the right word to fucking use with regards to
Like
that.
there's a cool weird. Like this is not it.
Yeah, no, man, you're just weird.
Just fucking weird, man.
So they're definitely gonna do Khabib and Poirier like later this year, right in October.
Mhm.
That one.
Well, yeah, when Khabib's suspension is over.
Oh shit, dude.
Yeah.
That's gonna be crazy. Cause Khabib can take a punch. Can he absorb Poirier's power though?
I have no idea. I'm thinking he's gonna dominate him.
Like, no
Yeah.
questions asked.
Yeah, that's what I'm just thinking. But I mean, you never know.
Yeah, I mean, god damn it, dude. I mean, he fucking wrestles with DC for Christ's sake. So, and Kane. Oh shit! How let down were you with Kane's fight?
I was devastated.
Same, dude. I was like,
did you watch that fight or no?
Nah.
Okay.
dude, I sat through, like, the card was all right, like, it wasn't whatever, but I was just like, okay, finally, like, fucking, let's go, Kane. Like,
Yeah.
come back, dude.
Yeah, so I went to go watch that fight again at University Draft House, and I went with like my wife and some friends, and nobody watched MMA. Some people knew who Brock Lesnar were.
That's crazy.
and that was
Some
about
people.
Yeah, so that was about it. So I was like, all right, let me explain to you guys the history of Cain Velasquez and like who this guy is and what he's about to do and like who he's fighting and how exciting this fight is. And then the fight finished in like 1 minute.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Let me give you guys
what the
the
fuck?
tail of the tape.
Yeah.
Whatever.
The tail of the tape, and it was pretty sad, dude. I just, I did not expect that at all.
It finished so quick, and I was like, guys, that was not supposed to happen. Yeah.
Damn it, I fucked up. I let the camera shut down.
Damn, no live stream.
No, it just fucking ended right now. My apologies, people that were watching the live stream. Whatever. But dude, yeah, I don't know. There was another fight at lightweight that I was like, oh shit, okay, I'm hyped for that, but I forgot who the fuck it was. And because oh no, not even. Kevin Lee was going up to 170 and he was gonna fight fucking who the fuck is that 170? He's in the top 5. Oh, he's gonna fight RDA.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And I was like, damn, okay, this would
Yeah.
be something.
He was talking about try to get RDA to do the 165.
Yeah, yeah.
Just to do it, but I don't know. I don't like the idea of too many weight classes.
I know. That's what I feel like boxing was kind of like, all right, like there's fucking 100 belts. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter. But at the same time, though, it'd be cool to kind of have like people at like their max potential
Yeah.
too.
Super devastating news. TJ Dillashaw with the EPO.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever encountered, or like in your training history, have you ever trained anyone that does like steroids and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure. So one of the ones I got to do, I'm not sure if I talked about it. I don't think I talked about it last time. But one of like the super exciting things for me was I had a client who started on TRT. And so he was like doctor prescribed TRT. So we went to a clinic. By the way, it's really easy to get TRT if you go to these clinics if you have money. It's very expensive.
Damn. Okay.
But I mean, you go and you're like, hey, I'm feeling fatigued. And they're like, TRT. So it was very easy for him to go because he kept asking me about steroids. And I was like, look, man, like,
I'm not about to sit here and tell you.
yeah. So I was like, first of all, you do know they're illegal, right? So it's going to compromise me to tell you about like, oh, here's how you take these illegal drugs. So I was like, well, hey, man, look for a TRT. Like, TRT is legal, and there's people that can like give you actual doses, and so I'm not going to be responsible for your health, but go with somebody legit. So he went to his TRT clinic. It was good. It's big. It's legitimate. It's expensive. Whatever. Immediately they gave him TRT, and I knew they would. So I got to see his blood work, like because he would bring me his blood work and like his different stuff and like how much TRT they were giving him, what the plan was, and everything. So I was overseeing the TRT, and then I was obviously overseeing the training, right? So I got to see like the drastic change in TRT versus not TRT. So if anybody is wondering like how effective steroids are, extremely effective.
Like how fast was the person's progression, if you don't mind me asking?
I mean, so the unfortunate side is that I got to see him with TRT for about like 3 months. Before then, he was just like, he disappeared on me.
He's like, all right, I'm sexy enough. Let's go.
Yeah, eventually he ended up coming back, right? But by that time, like I was already in the transition leaving, so he went with another trainer. But I mean, we're talking like more than double the increase in terms of rate of like progress, like maybe like 3-4 times the increase, right? So like, and that's
fucking crazy.
Initial month and a half, it was about as much progress as like the past 6 to 8 months. Yeah, no, it's. TRT makes like a giant difference, and that's because that's not like full-on steroids.
No wonder Rogan is fucking out here
Non-stop,
buffer than a motherfucker at 50.
Yeah, no, it's steroids when used correctly are like just a miracle. Yes.
I still haven't seen Icarus, by the way. Have you seen it?
Yes,
Is it crazy?
very good. Yeah, I saw it.
The thing is, once you go on it, you can't really get off, right?
I mean, there's proper ways to do it, right? Like,
if you get off correctly, yes, but it's forever like life altering. Depending on what you take too, like especially if you start taking like testosterone, then yeah, that completely affects your production of testosterone for the rest of your life. But you can manage it. There's ways to come on, and stuff like that. So it's still manageable, and it's not like a death sentence or anything like that to get on steroids.
You just need to get doses back in every once in a while.
Yes, yeah.
Because if not, it'll fuck you up.
And probably after you're on testosterone, going to a doctor and being prescribed TRT is going to happen, which would then be easy, right? Because now you have doctor prescribed TRT, and he's taking care of blood work and stuff like that. But that's the danger side of steroids, the lack of,
I guess, like supervision.
Yeah, supervision
Medical
and just
supervision.
knowledge and stuff like that. So if it was under medical supervision, it would be fine, right? But I mean, you could go to like the guy at Gold's Gym benching like 5 plates, and then he's like, take like 10 grams of test, and then you're like, okay, and then
And then that's not it.
yeah, and then he's
supposed
like,
to do
oh,
that.
the more is better, right? So, but yeah, I mean, if you have like correct supervision in terms of what you're taking and stuff like that, like it can be really effective and not really affect you in too many negative ways.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah,
I wonder how much longer Rogan's gonna be like super, super buff. Probably forever.
Yeah, for a long time. Yeah.
He's just gonna be like 80 and shredded.
Yeah.
Just fucking.
Probably.
Yeah, I've worked with like, so one of the ladies that this comes to mind when you're talking about like 80 and traded. She wasn't 80, right? But she was 65 and like had like really buff shoulders.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, she's like 40-pound dumbbells, like for reps.
Nothing.
Yeah, 65.
Light work.
Yeah, I mean,
Easy work.
volunteer like all day doing stuff. She was a winter Texan, so
TRT though.
I don't know.
Allegedly. Or some people just have dope ass genetics, dude.
It could be. Yeah,
Yoel Romero, for
Doubt it.
example.
yeah. I don't know. I feel like that's not all genetics.
Dude, that's fucking crazy. He's like 40
Yeah.
and he looks fucking ridiculously buff.
No
if you guys don't know,
flab.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Yoel Romero is, please look him up and that guy's 40, just so you know.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
That's another thing that sometimes it's hard to get across to people, that like genetics plays a huge role. No, genetics aren't like keeping you back from getting results, but to a certain extent they are.
They're not helping you either.
Yeah.
Does it play more so in or I mean probably in all aspects, but I would assume that it also plays a huge role in like maintaining like what your fucking strength and your progress.
Yeah,
in that, right?
yeah, of course. So, for example, for me, maintaining my strength is relatively easy. And that's another thing, too, that once you get results, like in terms of muscle mass and strength, it's pretty easy to maintain. I mean, you can work out once, twice a week and maintain your strength. Like, every now and then I'll just, like, pull, like, a heavy deadlift to see where I'm doing. And obviously, I'm not where I was in terms of peak strength, right? But
You're relatively like
it's still kind of like, all right, I'm still there.
Couple steps down.
What
Yeah.
What are you racking up nowadays? If you're gonna go heavy and you're just like, let me do a quick one, see where I'm at.
So for like deadlifts, I'll do like again, lost a lot of strength. Strength not my priority right now, but I'll work with like mid threes, high threes, like maybe like 365 for triples, sets of 3 and stuff like that. So I can still do that in terms of deadlifts. Squats, we do maybe like 3 something for a couple reps, triples here. and there.
At peak strength, what was your like max?
Best squat to date still it was about 2 years ago, and one of my competitions was 440.
Damn.
Jesus Christ.
That was at, I'm not sure if that was at 165 or 181. I think it was 165. No, probably 181, right? Because I competed 165 only one time. And it was a horrible weight cut. So I was like, fuck that. So 440 was like my peak squat. Granted, this is in competition, so it's like to good standards and like when they tell you to squat and everything, right? And then heaviest deadlift was at my last competition, which was 451.
Damn.
And
Putting up numbers.
About half a Josh.
For real, dude. For real, dude.
and best bench bench is not my forte, right? So 255.
Fuck a bench, dude.
Yeah.
Never ever.
I don't enjoy bench.
Neither do I. And I mean, when I was working out more consistently, like I still like, I don't know. For me, like the most fun workout days were always leg days.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like, okay, I could like really like zone out and, just feel fucking tired.
Yeah.
And it feels dope.
Yeah, it's always kind of like weird because most guys like really enjoy working chest and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
then you got spaghetti legs the next day, man.
Yeah.
I didn't like none of that. I want to have nothing to do with that shit.
Dude, I just liked it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I wonder how far I could go. So I got up to like 405 within like a couple of months with like deadlifts.
Yeah.
But that still wasn't like my heaviest because
Yeah.
I was like in a weight training class at TAMU, and they're like, okay, let's push it to like about 90% of what you can do.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. But keep in mind at the time I was probably like 255 or something. So
Yeah.
it's not like a super huge difference, but I don't know. I want to see what I can do.
Yeah.
I'm down to try
You're
it.
gonna fuck up your back.
No, I mean, like, I was like, I have people like fucking, I don't know how much you
Yeah.
get spotted for deadlifts,
Yeah.
but like, I think my form was pretty good. I know how to do it and shit. Like,
Yeah.
I would
Yeah,
see
no,
other
I'm
people
just
do it
fucking with you.
incorrectly, and I was like, you're going to fuck up your
Yeah.
back, bro.
We're gonna do 90%. You're gonna fuck up your back.
Yeah, but they only wanted, like, they were like, put a weight that that, like, three fucking reps would be like your max. I was like,
Yeah.
okay. And then when I did that, I was like, I feel like I could probably do like 6 of these.
Yeah.
So I was like, I
Nice.
didn't though.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, I don't know, but whatever.
That's good though. That's good strength.
I know, and I want
Yeah.
to try it. I haven't like really like deadlift or anything. Like now, if I ever hit the gym, I mostly just do cardio.
Yeah.
Honestly, just because fat as fuck, and I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck, I don't really want to
Yeah.
be fat.
I'm trying to watch these dogs, man.
Yeah, dude, I was watching.
I'm just
her
trying to crouch better and be able to watch the
doing
dogs better.
Yeah, cardio is like the thing that most people are going to gravitate towards because it's the least intimidating Like it's for sure not gonna kill you, and you can spend a lot of time on there. So it's just like I'll do cardio
forever.
That's why so many people gravitate towards it's the lack of intimidation in cardio.
Yeah.
There's a badass like trail here where I'm living now, and it actually right at the end of the block there's a park, and there's a trail that connects this park all the way to like where Meadow is, right? No. Oh, fucking A. Come on. Okay, so like if you're going up Zapata, you know how there's like an HEB?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a road that is right after the HEB off to your left.
Okay.
So if you go up that road, maybe like a quarter of a mile or like 3/4 of a mile, there's a bridge, and under that bridge is known as like Bat Park or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
So you can get to there from here all the way to Eastwoods. You know where Eastwoods is? Behind Walmart on the loop?
Okay, yeah, I know.
Okay, so like right behind there, it starts there, and then it runs through here all the way to like over there. I think Mikey and I walked like the whole thing the last time he was here.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think it was like, well, from here to Meadow and back, it was like 7 miles. And then from here to Eastwoods and back was like maybe 4 miles. So I'm guessing it's like an 11-mile total trail, more or less, 12.
Damn, that's a lot.
Yeah. But I mean, mind you, we were just walking our dogs. But
Nice slow walk.
yeah, it was pretty cool. And when I tell people that, they're like, "A la verga." And I'm like, dude, it's just walking.
Yeah.
Like,
It's still a lot, though. Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, the first day that I did it, like I hadn't done it, but Mikey had done it before, and he was like, all right, let's go. And I
That
was like,
motherfucker
okay.
walks a lot, though.
Yeah, he does. He does walk a lot. And,
Walks a
and hikes a lot and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And I was like, like struggling to talk like after the fucking first 2 miles. I was like, okay. But we did it consistently. He stayed here for a week. He was like living here for a week practically, which was pretty cool. And we did it like pretty much kind of like every day. So by the second or third day, I was like, okay, like I'm good.
Mikey's a goddamn competitive walker, dude.
For real, dude.
For real, dude. Like, you ever see that man
Yeah.
shredding his arms and shit?
Yeah.
And he also has super long strides. So fuck him.
Yeah, long ass fucking strides.
Yeah, you got like
poor dog trying to keep up with him.
into like running and stuff, no? Right?
Yeah. Well, he's supposed to be training for a 5K. Are you?
No comment.
No, no comment.
Nah, man, I've been walking, man. I've been trying to walk like
Yeah, like I saw y'all putting
Yes.
up numbers and shit and Pokemon Go and all that.
Yeah. The thing's been walking, just like putting in time, because like I'm too heavy to fucking like just let me go run 5
And
miles.
honestly, that's how I felt because like right now I feel I'm back to probably where my heaviest that I've been in a while.
Yeah.
So, and like when I was getting like back into the rhythm of things, I fucking lost like a solid like 10 or 15 pounds before I felt like, okay, I could run a 5K now and be chill. You know what I mean? But
that's one of the things that I always tell people, that there's two things that people just see that's so common and just like, oh, everybody should be able to do this. And it's not like a lot of people, yes, you may be able to do it, but you shouldn't do it.
Definitely.
Is number one, running.
Right.
If you are not prepared to run, do not run, because you're gonna mess up your knees. You're gonna get shin splints for sure. Like it's gonna
100%.
be hard on your back. Like
Right.
Do not run if you're not prepared to run. And number two is jumping. Jumping, like so sometimes people don't realize that it's been years since they've jumped. Like, I'm not sure if you guys remember the last time you've jumped in your life.
yeah, not that long ago.
Okay. So for a lot of people, it's like 10 years before since they've jumped. Like they
Right.
never really think about it. So when they do jump, they're like, oh, it's jumping. Like, I'll just jump there. And they're like, my knee. Oh. Yeah, I was like, well, no shit. Like,
You haven't jumped, bro.
Jumping and running is not something that you can just do. Like, if you have not done anything to prepare for it. So, for example, walking is obviously a progression to running. Right. So, gotta walk, gotta lose some weight, gotta jog, then you run. Right. Like, it's just, it's not something that you can just jump into. Like, if you haven't prepared your body for it, like, it's just. It seems so normal, but it's just not. There's a lot of stress that comes from running, and there's a lot of stress that comes from jumping. So those are
For real.
definitely things you should not be doing if you have not.
Yeah, like this past
done
basketball season that we played, like in the city league, I was definitely in the worst shape I've been in a while. So, I mean, after a couple of games, I was like, okay, like I feel okay. But in the beginning, I was like, but after a second, like, it took me like a couple of games to just be like, okay, I'm good. But I wasn't being consistent in between the games, and they were like once, maybe a week or twice a week. So that's what really fucked me up. I was like, God damn it. I should really be doing something.
I haven't played basketball in so long.
There's a fucking court right down the block.
It's been years since I played. I'd probably just die.
Nah, just shoot around a bit. I need to buy a fucking outdoor box. I only have the indoor one, and I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna dribble this shit outside.
Me and Josh played the saddest fucking game of basketball like 2 or 3 months ago, man. Oh my god.
In the cold. In our defense,
it was the single saddest. I was so glad there was no one there.
There was no one other than like my girlfriend and my dogs.
Why was it so sad?
It was like
because Alan
it was like
sucks
up to 6.
so
It took us
much.
about half an hour. We were missing hard.
He was like, let's play 1-on-1 up to like 15. I was like, dude, let's be realistic. Let's do it like 7 or something, dude. Come on. Like, fucking chill. It's just me and you, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking do a couple of moves. Fucking all of 180 seconds later. Fucking dying.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
man.
you talk too much shit about that game. We were playing at the park that's by United South, the new one, right? And the rims there are fucking terrible. So like, if you even touch the rim, the ball's just gonna fly out.
Yeah.
I still we couldn't make a layup, man. You can't make a layup, bro. Like we used to play basketball. Like
Yeah,
you know
that's
what
true.
I'm saying? Like
That's true.
You can't make a layup. Like come on, man.
Well, I mean,
That
you
shit
were
was sad.
playing like fucking all NBA defense on me, bro. So
Yeah. Should take it easier. Let him score.
Come on,
right?
man. Yeah.
Come on,
Bro,
Skip.
let me score a little.
Let me hit one. Yeah, but no, it was pretty
It was
fucking
pretty bad. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the first time I realized that I can't hang anymore. Like we were playing with like these 6th grade motherfuckers. I think it was me, Ronald, and someone else. We're at the Presidentes Park. Pull up and we're like, oh fuck yeah, man, we could take these fucking kids, man, whatever. Man, we got beat so bad.
Also, like
fucking kids running up and down and
Dude,
shit.
also,
My
like, the
back was
middle
fucked
schoolers-
for like a week.
Middle schoolers like now, they're like fucking 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's going on? Where were all these people back in the day?
It's all these younger girls like, I don't want none but 6 feet or taller.
Right? It's like, so
6 feet
just
minimum.
natural selection. Fuck. Dude, it's
I
crazy
just
as
need to
fuck.
grow.
Fuck it, dude. Genetics.
Yeah.
Steroids in the food, man. But I don't know.
We have steroids too.
Have you been keeping up with like playoff basketball at all?
I've been trying to, man. I was like, what the fuck is the playoffs? Like, around this time, I was like, I don't know. I haven't been keeping up at all.
Same. I don't even know who's up. Or
I have not watched a single sport other than MMA in years.
Word.
And completely lost touch with sports. I used to watch the NBA, but I know.
Well, it's a bit more exciting this year. And for the first time ever, LeBron James is not in the fucking playoffs.
He looks like he's having a grand old time, though.
Yeah, man. I mean, the fucking millionaire. Who cares?
They got money. Yeah.
Just out here fucking chilling.
It's his first time with more than like 2 months off. You think about his whole life.
That's
like
true.
Since he's been like younger, 18.
Since
like,
18,
he's
dude.
like 30 something now, and this is his first.
I'm pretty
time.
sure financially has no need to go back to working ever.
No, he
Ever.
doesn't.
Oh no.
It's
No.
But I mean, when you love something, you do
yeah.
it,
That's
you know?
that's the thing. It's
It's like just like with you, dude. Like, you know,
yeah. You just kind of
out here doing the system.
you just go back and do it.
But it's crazy. Like that's uncharted territory for him. Like in his 30s to have something, like to have you be like more than 2 months off. Like,
Yeah.
that's
And I'm pretty
crazy.
sure he's still doing like crazy workouts.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever seen any of his workouts?
I have not. No.
He like
But I saw him. So there's this issue with strength and conditioning and like just in general, like in like D1 schools or NBA or NFL and stuff like that. So in terms of strength and conditioning, there's not a lot of jobs for strength conditioning coaches, right? So I mean, whenever one of your athletes is going to post something, or whenever you're going to post something about your athlete, you're not going to post like, oh, here's 3 sets of 8 with like box jumps, because everybody knows how to do box jumps, and 3 sets of 8 is not impressive or doesn't catch anybody's attention. They're just like whatever, right?
scroll.
So what unfortunately happens a lot of times is you get like LeBron James doing a video with like 10 different bands attached to him and like a wobbly bar on top of like a Bosu bar, and like, because I've seen him do
Like,
some
yeah.
like weird shit like that, right? I've seen that before.
Extreme core.
Yeah, and I've seen it a lot from like so, oh my God, one of the worst ones I ever saw was Anderson Silva's strength conditioning program. That was shit. Like, his strength conditioning coach knew nothing. Like, his entire program, I was like, I saw like a whole routine of Anderson Silva, and it was like everything that I could say that is just like bullshit, he was doing it. but it's what stands out, right? If you throw on a breathing mask on
Which
top
doesn't do anything,
yeah,
apparently.
it does nothing. If you throw it on to like one of your athletes, right, and then you make them do like some like balancing, jumping stuff and attach some ropes, you look like immediately when people are like, oh, what does that work? And you're like, oh, we're activating the core. And it's like, what does that mean? I don't know, but it looks cool, right?
Sounds even cooler when
And
I say it.
it'll get a lot of likes on Instagram and stuff like that, right? So that's the unfortunate side of what is highlighted in strength conditioning programs. So then when people search for a strength conditioning coach or they want something like that, they're like, okay, how many bands are you going to put on me? Like, what kind of like chains are we working with?
Like, relax, guy.
Yeah,
Like,
and I
we're
was
gonna
like-
do some conventional ass shit.
yeah,
and it's gonna work.
We're gonna work with a barbell, some dumbbells, and we're gonna get you stronger and faster. That's about how it works, right?
Goddamn.
Yeah, we're gonna make you a better athlete before we start trying to do like some crazy shit.
shit,
Yeah.
It ain't nothing fancy.
Yeah, but it gets highlighted a lot again because in such a competitive field, like personal training is competitive, right? But it's nowhere near as competitive and limited as strength and conditioning. Because I mean, if you think about it, like, okay, the top of the top that you can get in terms of being strength conditioning coach is it'll be like NBA, NFL. There's only so many teams you can work with,
Right.
and to get there, you got to know somebody that knows somebody that said like this kid's good, and then they're like, all right, put him on, and
Yeah.
then like there'll be like a stack of like 100 applications, and then they'll just be like, hey, my buddy over here is pretty good, and
Here.
they're like, all right, come on,
Yeah.
right?
That
And
sounds about
it
right.
had no jobs right there, right? So for him to keep his job, like, okay, let's say the team starts losing, and it's the coach's fault. But then they're like, okay, we got to do a change of staff. So then they look at the strength conditioning coach is like, well, maybe he's not doing his job right. So what does he have to do? He has to gain popularity so that they can say like, okay, well, no, like we got like the most popular strength conditioning coach here, right?
So it should work.
Yeah, so posting
It's gotta
conventional
be live on Instagram.
Exactly.
Posting
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. So if you just like stick to in the background and nobody knows who you are, they're gonna get rid of you and they're gonna get the fancy new guy so that they can create like attention in their team and stuff like that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's all the brand.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what ends up happening, and a lot of times people fall into pressure and they start doing some weird shit that just doesn't work, like riding a bike underwater or something. Like it's
Jumping out of pools.
yeah. Like a lot of those things have their place, right? But when they become the highlight of things, that's where it becomes an issue. Where now people see that this is the foundation of the program, where this could be like an additional like Sunday recovery thing, right? We might suddenly work with kettlebells or something, but it's definitely not the foundation of working out and programs and stuff like that, because the reality of the situation, both in terms of like personal training, like just general weight loss, strength conditioning and all that stuff, is that most of it is very boring. It's boring, it's repetitive, it's simple, it's basic. There's nothing exciting about it. You just got to go in, you got to do the work for a really long time.
Yeah, and
just-
then you'll get to where
it
you want
works.
to be.
yeah. You just do this and do it again and again and a little bit more, then again and again, a little
Tweak
bit
it
more.
here, tweak it there.
Yeah, and that's how you become strong or get in better shape. It's very repetitive, boring work and consistency. That's the main thing that's going to get you progression, right? But that doesn't sound cool, and nobody wants to hear that, right?
But it's what works.
Same thing with like nutrition, for example. One of the hardest things I have to do, like in terms of clients, is we don't provide like meal plans or diets because, so first of all, we're not registered dietitians, and like my trainers are not registered dietitians. Yes, they studied, and a lot of them had to take nutrition courses to get their bachelor's, but they're not registered dietitians, so they cannot prescribe you a diet, right? So the thing that I try to tell everybody is that what we want to do is create long-term sustainability and success. So we don't care about what you look like at the end of 12 weeks, right? Because that's what most people do in terms of personal
12-week
training.
program.
Yeah, 12-week challenge. Come do the Gold's Gym 12-week challenge, right? So that they can post pictures, you look great, and then they bring in more people for the 12 weeks, right? But the one that is hard to do is say like, okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna change your lifestyle in a year, and they're like, but what am I gonna look like in a month? The same.
But in a year,
Yeah.
you'll be overall in way better
Yeah,
health.
and it's like, okay, but like, what diet am I gonna do? It's like no diet. What I'm gonna teach you is about nutrition, right? I'm gonna teach you like portion sizes and calories and making sustainable, realistic changes. It's like, what kind of food do you like eating? Like, oh, well, I like pizza and burgers. It's like, okay, well, we can make like a better version of a burger. Like, we don't have to eliminate anything. It's like,
You just kind of change up the ingredients.
yeah, and they're like, I don't know, like. People have a hard time.
But I'm sure you get like both, right? Like people are like,
yeah.
and then people are like, all right, let's fucking go.
Yeah. No, then there's other people that are like, oh my God, I've been doing this wrong my whole life. So the majority of people are like when I tell them what we're about and what we present and why things don't work, and because like the usual thing is that they'll jump on something that's completely like just not based on their life at all, right? So for example, the one thing I like to do a lot is find out how many meals a day people eat. Now I get a lot of times where people will give me like 1 or 2 meals a day.
Right.
And immediately they start telling me, I know, it's so bad. I should be eating more, right? And it's like, well, not necessarily. Like, I mean, if my nutrition, so what I tell them, I was like there's so many different ways that you can get to whatever your goal is, right? There's 100 different ways that we can get to this goal. But the only nutrition plan that's going to work, it's going to be the one that's based off your lifestyle. If you're eating 1 to 2 meals a day right now, and I tell you need to eat every 2 hours, like 10 meals a day, realistically, if you're like at a 10 out of 10 motivation, you're going to give it your all for about 2 to 3 weeks, and you're going to get good results, right? But that doesn't mean it worked for you, because after 3 weeks, you're going to crash, and you're going to crash hard.
Yeah.
Because it is a drastic change that you are not ready for, right? So if I create a nutrition plan that's based off of 1 to 2 meals a day, maybe like include intermittent fasting or something, then that's going to work for you. And that's going to create long-term success. But that's the part that's hard for people to adopt that mentality, because what most people do is that they subconsciously set themselves up for failure. So they'll start with the most extreme thing because they'll say like, oh no, I want to dedicate myself to this. But what they're actually doing is that they're creating a situation that they know is temporary and is not a forever change, because that's easier to accept, to say that like, oh, for this month I went hard and like I did everything and I was super strict and like it didn't work.
Yeah. It's
right?
much harder to say I'm no longer going to do that.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
To make one small change and to say like forever
that's
I am
so
changing
hard.
this, even if it's one thing, that's hard. And people don't want to do that, right? Because as soon as you say like, okay, like, let's say they're like, okay, well, I'm not drinking sodas anymore, or I'm not eating ice cream. And then you ask them like, for how long? It's like, maybe for about a month.
It's like, no, forever.
Okay. And then one of the big things I tell people is like, have you ever asked yourself the question, and then what? It's like, oh, I'm doing keto for a month, and then what?
And then what?
Well, you're going to go back to the same habits, right?
Yeah.
Your current habits build your current body. If you change your habits for a month, but then go back to your old habits, you're going to build the exact same body that you had before. What's hard and what takes like dedication is small, long-term changes. Those are hard to do, to come to like a grasp that your life will never be the same, because you're just not going to eat a certain way. You're just always going to make the gym a part of your life. Even if you go 2 or 3 times a week and all you do is like walk and a little bit of weights.
It's going to happen.
It's going to, if that's forever going to happen for the rest of your life, that is really hard to do when you're coming from a place of never doing it. But what the easier solution is to say like, you just kind of lie to yourself and you never actually sit down and analyze the situation, because the more you look at it, the more you know that you're lying to yourself. Yeah. And what people do is they'll go 5-6 times a week and they'll fucking kill themselves, and their diet will be extremely strict because they know it's only temporary. So that's an easy way out. What they think is that them being super motivated and giving it their all is actually them setting themselves up for failure, because they know they don't want to make a change.
That's a fucking crazy mindfuck. I've never thought about it like that at all.
Because it's hard. Like the idea of saying that I'm forever changing is not what people want to do, right? You have years of building up your habits. So for example, like 26, 25 years old?
25, yeah.
25 or 26? 25. Okay.
Happy belated birthday, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. 26. So 25, 26 years of building our current habits, both in terms of like culture, lifestyle, our current jobs, like however busy we are, right? We have years of building up these habits. For someone to come and tell you like, your life has not worked.
Your life has no meaning.
Like for someone to tell you like, okay, what you've done up to now has been wrong.
Shit.
It's you did it wrong.
Right.
The way you've been eating is not the correct way, right? The way you've been going about training is just incorrect mentality. You have to change. That's hard as fuck to accept. That you have years just doing it wrong.
You're just fucking doing it all wrong.
Yes. Yeah. So that's the hard part where you say like, wait, but like, this forever?
Forever?
Yeah. It's like
forever.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. And that's what I always like the mentality that I come through with training. Like that's why I'm not super like intense with my training or super intense with like my nutrition and stuff like that, right? I'll go through phases. Like I said, the main thing that I've learned from training is that you have to have phases, both in life, in nutrition, in training, like in your career. There has to be phases where they have different concentrations, right? Like different focuses. Because if you're trying to do everything all at once, like it's just not gonna work. And you have to set yourself up like, okay, how is this phase going to help the next 3 phases down the line? Like, what am I doing now to help my next phase, right? What am I doing now in my career so that whenever I get that next promotion, I'm gonna be prepared for that? Like, what steps am I taking towards going over there?
How long are the phases?
Depends on what. Yeah, like I guess depends on what you're doing, right? Like obviously there's a specific, or I guess it'll, and I'm pretty sure like you can either like corroborate or deny what I'm saying, but it's gonna be subjective to everyone's own personal experience, right?
Yep. Yeah. So for example, if you have a long time of not being in the gym, what you have to go through is like an adaptation phase where you have to get used to working out. You have to do a lot of learning and stuff like that. So probably we're talking 3 to 4 months of just adapting to the gym, like making that part of your life, right? That just has to be the first. Don't worry about what you're eating like so much. Like make some small changes. Don't worry about how hard you're going in terms of the gym. Just show up to the gym and make it part of your life and get used to being tired.
Yeah, maybe don't eat that 4th slice of pizza and just, go to the gym a couple times of the week.
Nah, dude, we have this thing where we're like, if you're gonna fuck it up, dude, do it right. Do it right, dude. That's all what fucking Mikey always says. You gonna get a thin crust, dude? Nah, man.
I need you to
if you're gonna fuck it up, man, you fuck it up right.
God damn. We're back live again. Everyone that was watching, I'm sorry. I kind of let the camera die, but we're back.
So another big one that this reminds me of, like the fuck it up mentality, is the I messed up or the cheat day or cheat weekend mentality or stuff like that. Like stop calling things a cheat day. Like do not call it a cheat meal. Do not call it a cheat day. Like cheat weekend, whatever. You're not cheating on shit, right? There's no rules to nutrition.
No cheating. You're still getting it in you.
Yeah, there's no like good food and bad food. Food is not like evil sugar or like horns and like it's out to get you, right? Like food doesn't care about you, like, right? Like so one of the arguments I had one time with one of my buddies, because he went into like the medical field, and we were talking about a sugar tax, and he was talking about like how there should be a sugar tax because sugar like does so much damage to your body and stuff like that. And I was like, wait a minute, like why am I gonna get taxed for a substance that I can enjoy responsibly? When the rest, what the damage comes from is from people that don't know how to moderate it and they indulge in it. It's not bad. Sugar's not bad, right? All these things they're not bad for you. It's just you got to learn to control it, right? Like take away emotions from these things and realize that it's yourself. It's not the muffin. It's not the Coke. It's yourself. Like if you're just trying to fill up your like stomach every time with whatever it is that you consume, you're gonna be really out of shape. Like that's just the way it is, right?
Right.
So it's not the food. It's just yourself.
Yeah,
that's
man.
basically what it comes down to, right?
And it's true for fucking anything. Like if you have you can have too much water, you'll drown. You fucking can have too much coffee, you'll acidosis and die.
Yeah.
You can have too much Monster and you're praising Satan with that sign in front of it.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like upside down.
Yeah. No. All right. So. Yes, Satan. Dude, did you ever read what's on the fucking thing?
No.
Let me see if this one has it, but I went balls deep, but
God damn it.
fuck. I don't know if it's this one, but one of them was like talking about like New World Order or something like that. And I was like, there's no fucking way that's real. And I got one, like the black ones, the regular ones.
Yeah.
And it was real. And I was like, okay, well, that's weird, I guess, but whatever.
I'm still gonna drink them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not that much of a fan of like.
I used to be, man. I can't do it anymore.
For me, a solid coffee and I'm golden. You know, like all this past week, I've been waking up to a fucking iced americano, and that carried me through the whole day perfectly.
I wish I liked coffee because it is the most inexpensive, or apart from caffeine tablets.
Yeah,
it is one of the most inexpensive ways to get caffeine, right? And I live off of caffeine. So I drink a lot of caffeine throughout the day.
You never tried to like coffee, though?
It's because it's an acquired taste, man.
Yeah,
just
it
like
is-
anything
it
else.
is
Like,
really an acquired
no
taste,
one
like,
fucking likes black coffee for
I
sure.
did not like black coffee the first time I had it.
Like-
But I drank it for school.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was literally because I was falling asleep. And
It's
I was
one
like,
of those
people
small
say
term
coffee
changes,
keeps you up,
dude.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I just drank
Long
it.
term changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and same. Like, I mean,
Slowly I removed the
Ingredients,
sugar.
yeah.
And then I was like, maybe a little less cream, and maybe a splash, and then maybe let's just keep that shit away.
Yeah.
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 And then we started doing the coffee water,
Right.
which was like
Dehydrate while you
dehydrate while you hydrate. So
Yeah.
just to balance it out. So
I mean, financially, coffee is the one that makes most sense for me, right? Because
Yeah.
buying one of these
That's not
all the time,
you can get like 6 of these for the price of one of those.
Yeah, yeah. So coffee is obviously the move. I've tried multiple times, and I'm just like, man, this tastes so much better. Like,
It definitely does. It definitely does. But at a certain point, I feel like
You should follow this guy on Instagram. He's called
Prime Soldier. Do you follow that guy?
no.
Primal Soldier. Do
He's
you
called
follow that guy?
he's called the Macro Barista,
Okay.
and this guy makes like healthy options to fucking Starbucks drinks. So like he'll tell you how to order it.
Yeah.
So you can ask for like an espresso mocha, and that has like 105 calories or whatever.
Nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And he'll tell you like
So it doesn't just taste like or I guess like black coffee. And
yeah. Because a lot of people don't like black coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's crazy because for me, like back in the, the first time I drank coffee was like back when I was still living at my parents' house, and I was like younger, way younger, and like they drink their coffee with like fucking chingos of sugar, and I just thought that's how everyone drank coffee.
Yeah.
Right.
Until like I really like didn't really drink coffee at all until he moved back to Laredo for a while, and we would hang out every day and shit, and this guy was always had a fucking Starbucks in his hand. And at the time, your fucking poison of choice was like a cold brew with like a little bit of a splash or something, right?
Oh man,
was that right?
That was
okay.
That
So
was a lot, man. Okay,
dude,
so
wait, let me get
You're so
into it, dude. Yes. So this is the fucking first time, like as an adult person, that I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna get one of these too. And we were at the Starbucks that's in the mall.
and I legit said, "Don't."
He was like, "Don't order
get
what I'm gonna get." And if you're gonna get this, get the smallest one.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Nah, dude, I'm good. Give me the same one." And so it was like a fucking 22 ounce of coffee
it was
or whatever.
just a venti, man. It was a venti.
Whatever venti is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, like
don't know either.
however
Like
many
20?
ounces, 20, yeah,
think
something
so.
like that.
Sounds like
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's true. You know
Yeah.
what? That might be right.
That might actually be right.
And then I guess a Trenta is 30 ounces. Fuck you, Ray. You just solved the mystery. Oh shit, that's crazy.
I mean, yeah, it sounds like 20.
Yeah, but anyway, so like, and then cold brew coffee is a lot more potent than just regular coffee, right?
Right.
Because they just like let that shit sit in cold water for like
Overnight.
overnight or like 24 hours or like
Yeah.
36 hours, and so it's super concentrated.
Yeah.
And mind you, I'm not a regular coffee drinker at this point. And he just gets that, and it was like with a splash or whatever, and I was like, give me the same thing with a splash of like vanilla cream or
This is
something.
soy milk, yeah.
Soy milk. Oh yeah, I think I got vanilla though, because I was like, let
Oh,
me,
yeah.
let me not go full balls out, just keep it a little sweet still.
Uh-uh.
And so we drank this shit. We went back to the apartment that I was staying at, and holy shit, dude! I was like, I didn't say anything for a solid like 2 or 3 hours, just super fucking caffeinated for no reason in the middle of the day. I took like fucking 3 shits, and I was like, "What's going on?"
You all right, man? And he's just like sitting there, like.
I just felt like I was on drugs, dude. I was like, Jesus, what the fuck did I just drink? And then after I was like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna stick to like small sizes. And then gradually, like this guy said, like I started just going like taking out the vanilla creamer and going towards black. And then now I feel like I can tell the difference between like a good like bean being in coffee, bean juice essentially being in coffee versus like some bullshit from like a diner.
Man. Yeah, if you get now, if I get some bullshit, I'm like, what is this?
Damn.
I mean, I'm still gonna drink it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like it's not what I like. Like,
Yeah.
and then I broke my French press sadly, but like French press coffee or whatever is like pretty much where it's at for me, and it's fucking dope. And sadly, I broke the one that Valerie had given me, but dude, it's dope. Like,
So, what would you guys recommend? Like, if I'm just trying to get into coffee, then
just get a classic Folgers, nothing special, nothing fancy. Maybe even Maxwell House.
I feel like you don't agree with that at all.
I don't.
No, because what the fuck do you want to give them? Like some fucking Black Rifle coffee or something? Pinche
No, well, like
Death Wish?
like if you don't like the taste of coffee at all, you need to start off with. Do you like sweet shit or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to start off with like some sweet shit.
Oh no, I'm saying like as the coffee, and then obviously add like shit into it. I'm not saying just drink it like that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, like just get like get a little classic Folgers. I have actually a pretty dope creamer that Nichols and fucking Mikey gave me that we actually already ran out of. So
Yeah.
if you add that into it, you'll be golden. Like
Yeah.
it's pretty fucking good. I think it's oat milk something.
Yeah.
And it's like it's not overly sweet, but like if you do probably like 2/3 coffee and then the last third that creamer, I think that'll be perfect for you.
It's good company says, but go and get yourself a caramel macchiato. Just
But it's because that's not I feel like the sugar in that overpowers the caffeine, and then you just end up crashing.
Yeah.
and it does, but like the thing about that is like you need to like at least like some form of coffee.
That's
Like
what. Yeah.
If you
but
can't have an iced coffee, then there's no way you're having black.
But
coffee.
you can have an iced coffee with like some creamer. What the fuck is that? I was gonna say creamer and sweetener.
Yeah.
But I guess with like a like a little bit of flavor in there and like some creamer, and you'll be golden because it's not overpowered by the sugar, and you still get your caffeine intake, but it's sweet. Like there's some good ones that I would recommend from Organic Man Coffee Track. Remember the public library?
Yeah.
A couple of blocks before you get there, it's off to if you're going up towards the library.
Or we did the other podcast.
Oh yeah, what the fuck? Okay,
Yeah.
so they have like they have some good hot coffee. One of them that I'm pretty sure you will like is called a cortadito, and it's like a Cuban style coffee. It has like raw cane sugar and shit, and it's
Yes.
pretty fucking good.
That's
like no
probably
lie.
pretty good, yeah.
Yeah,
That sounds
it's
good.
powerful as fuck too. They give you like a small one. You're like, bro, no, you're fucking super wired like the whole day. Like,
I don't know. I drink a lot of caffeine.
yeah, I mean that's why I'm saying like it'll be okay for you because
Yeah.
you're used to high amounts of caffeine.
Yeah.
And then hopefully eventually you can work your way to like a bulletproof. That one's pretty fucking badass.
No, but if especially like if you're drinking a lot of caffeine, like get yourself a cold brew. Like those have
The highest amounts of caffeine.
so
Yeah.
much caffeine in there.
Yeah.
So I would say probably if you want to start off before you jump in for like in balls deep, get a cold brew with like some vanilla sweetener or something. in
Yeah.
it, and then you'll be good.
Yeah, again, the caffeine intake is not my issue. Like, not that I want to reduce caffeine intake, right? Because, so first of all, I think caffeine is like a miracle drug, and I think most people should
Definitely.
be on caffeine.
Definitely.
There's so many benefits from it, and up
100%.
to now, I
Have
don't.
at least a cup of coffee a day.
Yeah, I have at least 2 of these a day.
How much caffeine is in one of them?
Fuck.
Not much, like 140 milligrams, I think.
How many cups of coffee is that? Does anyone know?
I think a cup of coffee, like standard, has about 80 milligrams.
Okay, so it's approximately like 2.5 somewhere in that area.
So I drink about like like between like 240 and like 300 milligrams of caffeine a day.
Solid 8
Do you
cups.
buy those in like 30 packs and shit like that now?
I'll buy the pack. This one I stopped by in the gas station to get, but like
pick it up.
in my office at work, I
Like,
have
go to Sam's,
I have
dude.
I have a mini fridge and I just have it full of like monsters. So
Is this specific monster your whole jam, or do you do all of them?
No, usually I'll do the white one, and then like if my favorite one is the purple one, so I'll buy like those big ones. You don't see, so I'll just drink one of those like in the morning before
And
work.
you're fucking, I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready for the morning, and then like in the afternoon,
Time
I
to
might
suck
have
today's
one of
dick.
these. So I drink
Pineapple Express.
a lot of caffeine, but again, my main thing is like this is like financially not the best
At
choice.
all.
No.
Yeah, in the long run, not at
Yeah,
all.
so to keep up, because I have no interest in reducing the amount of caffeine I'm taking, right? I have it controlled, and I
Let's
know
just change the source, man. Let's just change the source.
I know the exact milligrams and stuff like that, so I keep it at a certain number, specific number, so that I won't overdo on the caffeine, or I won't take a useless amount of caffeine. Because at some point, of course, there's diminishing returns, and then you get to like a toxic level and stuff, right?
You're
So-
turning
so-
up Brendan Schaub, and you're
I've
out
been
here
there.
Yeah.
fucking acidosis and shit.
Dude, back
Jeez.
when I was in sales, oh my God. I would take, so I would get one of those, big Red Bulls, like the sugar-free ones. I start off with one of those, and then have myself
Wait, a what?
a big Red Bull.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like I would get one of those, and then I would have my coffee right in my Yeti, nice little 20-ounce
My jetty.
Rambler, and then I'll go out on my lunch and get another Red Bull.
Damn,
And then maybe have
bro.
some more coffee during the day, and then and then after work, if we end up at Starbucks, we end up at Starbucks.
Okay, so you're looking probably like 500 plus milligrams of caffeine.
100%,
Something
dude.
insane, dude. Like
Yeah.
I was like,
That,
because
I,
I had to
I would
be
venture
like,
to say you're nearing the 1,000 milligram
Yeah.
mark.
like,
Yeah.
because I had to be like fucking talking to people, just fucking
Yeah.
nice to people all day, and I was like, ah,
Also, I feel like
so
you're
draining.
you're generally like wired most of the time, just in general. Like I feel like that's your
true.
whole jam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like right now with these 2 cups, actually this is my 3rd cup. And I'm fucking super wired, but
Yeah.
you're yawning. Fuck. And like,
right. But I had 2 cups.
yeah, you and Mikey throw down pots.
Right, we do.
Like
Yeah.
if I'm brewing if you're brewing just for yourself, how many cups are in the pot are going in?
Probably like 10.
Real?
Yeah.
Fuck, I'll feel like 6 and then question it and be like, nah, I'll drink like 4.
Realistically, I'll drink about 8, but I like,
Damn,
I
bro,
like,
that's
I
still
like,
double my intake.
I like a 10 just to be safe.
Yeah,
you know?
just in case Mikey pulls up for an extra.
No, if Mikey pulls up,
we're doing the full pot.
we're doing 12, and we're like, okay,
Let's
fuck,
put another
We
one.
ran out.
Yeah,
You know, so we might go for around 2.
and then the oh my god, MCT oil. Do you fuck with MCT oil at all?
No.
No. Just because you've never tried it or no interest, whatever.
Yeah, just never gone into it.
Okay. Well, anyways, so like we fucking at their place back in Austin, like they have MCT oil, so we'll throw it into the coffee or whatever. It's probably don't do it on an empty stomach ever. It's the worst idea. It like
I don't get that anymore, dude.
dude, I'm not used to it. So like, and then we'll always, whenever I crash at their place, we won't eat till like fucking way later in the day. So like we wake up, we're up, and we're just sipping coffee for no fucking reason.
That's the usual.
And then like next thing I know, I've downed like 6 cups of coffee with chingos
2
of
p.m.
MCT oil.
Yeah.
It's
Nothing in
2
your stomach.
Nothing in my stomach. I'm like, holy shit, I feel way too caffeinated.
Yeah.
And all this MCT oil makes me feel like I need to take a shit. I try to go take a shit.
And these motherfuckers
Nothing's
want to go
going
for a
on.
hike.
Yeah.
Like some shit
And
like
I'm like,
that.
yeah,
where
let's.
it's like,
I'm like,
2
let's
p.m.,
go.
No food, chingos of caffeine, and these motherfuckers want to hike 5 miles.
And I'm down for the hike, but like my stomach is like, bro, what the fuck did you just do?
Mikey will be like, just hold out, man. We'll eat at like a 5 or 6.
Yeah, if Mikey will just fast for days on end.
Yeah, he's fasted for like a full day. And
I've done a 24.
days and a
The
half.
24 is no big deal, but like my cousin Jeff and my brother, like they've done like multiple days, and I'm like,
That is
fuck,
crazy.
yeah. And now like I know, I think my brother Herman, he went like I want to say 6 days with just straight water fasting.
That's insane.
And like I mean, he's not generally a fucking like he's not fat or anything. He's
Just
like
want to say that I do not recommend that.
yeah, I mean
Do not.
it's
endorse
crazy
this
as fuck.
whatsoever.
Yeah, it's crazy as fuck.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, they've been on this whole like like fucking I don't know what to call it, dude. Like, is it woke? They're woke. I guess they're woke. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I
On
was
this
like,
journey.
cool, man. I'll stick
Yeah.
to like intermittent. That's most
So-
that's
so,
about as hard as I'll go.
I actually do intermittent fasting right now, like by not because I chose to do
But
intermittent
because you're
fasting.
just busy as fuck.
It just happens. My first meal, like breakfast for me, is like on average at about 2:30.
Same.
If I get busy, it'll be like at 3:30, and then my next meal, which on average I have 2 meals a day. So the first one will be between 2 and 3:30, and then the last one will be depending when I get out of work, like 9:30, 10 is when I have my second meal, and that's usually what I do. So that's what I've ended up doing right now.
Yeah, I'm actually
it just
around that
happens.
same schedule too.
Yeah,
with
I
eating.
have something like at maybe like around 1. If I especially like if I make food because like it sucks, man. Like I'll be so immersed in work that I don't want to drive anywhere. So sometimes I just won't get food until like 5, 6, and it'll be something fucking shitty.
Yeah.
And then by that time it's too late to.
When you say
even have
fucking
dinner.
shitty, do you mean like fast food or like fucking shitty like not good?
No, like I mean we don't. I don't really have fast food. We just have shitty stuff. Like I guess Domino's is fast food, right?
Yeah, Domino's is fast food.
So like,
but it's also good though.
That's like the fast food that we get.
100%.
So we'll either get some pizza or we'll fucking go out and get some wings.
We're pizza gods, dude.
We just
Like real shit. If we've done days where like I'll stay for like maybe a weekend, right? Like Thursday through Sunday, and there's just pizza boxes, dude, in the kitchen.
pizza stacking up, dude. Stacking
And
the fuck up.
like especially for fight nights, we would do this a lot. Like fucking, what are we getting, dude?
There's a weekend of pizzas, man.
just I was like,
stacked.
please no more pizza, dude. Like
Yeah,
I'm done.
I feel terrible. Just
Again,
have one meal and it's
I
pizza.
do not recommend this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like definitely don't be a pizza god. But if you do
No.
want to be a pizza god, then like send a slice or two my way if you want, I guess.
Yeah.
But fuck, dude. You know what I was thinking about last night when we were having those beers outside? The parlor, dude. I miss that.
Great.
It's a dope spot.
great
If you're ever in
place.
Austin, check out the parlor. Pizza's place.
Never been to Austin.
Never been to Austin?
I went to
What?
Austin 5th grade field trip.
What the fuck,
Yeah.
Ray?
That's insane.
Never been to Austin.
And you-
I thought you went out there. You didn't scout like universities or anything.
No.
Damn.
what?
How I ended up at UTRGV/Pan Am.
Yeah.
I learned about the program. I said I want to go there, so I applied to one school,
That's insane.
and I was like, it's this or nothing.
And this was for a fucking
all my eggs in one basket.
MIS? No, or for
CIS.
CIS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
CSI?
CSI.
SUV?
But yeah, that's how I went about applying for school. It was just like, if I don't make it here, or if I don't decide to leave, just nothing's gonna happen.
All or nothing.
Yeah, it's because I knew if I gave myself the opportunity to stay here, I was gonna stay here.
Victim.
Yeah, so I was just like, no,
Yes.
I'm leaving. I went, I visited the college, and I was like, I like it here. It feels like Laredo, but it's not Laredo, and a little bit different, a little more commercial.
I'm a down.
So I was like, I'm coming here.
That's how it was with UT, dude. I was like, either I'm getting into the engineering program, or I'm not doing goddamn fucking thing. It's like, what's your first option? Engineering program. What about your engineering program?
Yeah.
And that was an option to do that, and so that's what I did. And so they hollered back at me, hey, dude, like, you didn't get into the engineering program, but like we could offer you other shit. And by that time, I was like, well, like, fuck that, man. Not doing
Texas
that.
State. How'd you end up at Texas State?
So I had applied to, I think I had applied to there, Texas Tech. So I got in Texas Tech,
Lubbock.
Lubbock, number one in gonorrhea,
What?
according to my freshman. So my freshman's
Seminar?
roommate,
Yeah.
he was like, man, I applied to Texas Tech and I got in. And it's a good school, but my parents wouldn't let me go, man. Number one in gonorrhea.
What the fuck? That's a crazy stat, I
There's this
guess.
fucking redhead that I was rooming with. Yeah.
Ginger?
Yeah, so Danny was initially going to go to Texas State, and so that's how I found out about Texas State. And so I had applied there, and they gave me a lot more money than anywhere else, so I was like, I'm doing that shit.
Did you go to the field trip for Texas State?
I did. I hated it.
Why?
The fucking hills and the
So
structure.
many hills.
Just
I was
fucking
like,
out
I
of
am
breath
not
everywhere?
It's like walking sideways in class.
I lost like 10 pounds immediately.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm not coming here for sure. Yeah, immediately after the trip. A lot
Damn.
of people were like, my God, it's so nice. I was like, I hate this place.
Get me out of here.
Across.
Damn, dude. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
I don't know. I applied to like New York University, got accepted, but then they're like, hey, the tuition's like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta pay all this fucking money
I
because
was
you're
like,
not
"Ooh."
from here.
And I was
Yeah.
like, well, I'm
Not going.
fine. I don't have to go to New York.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, it was one of the great things about like Pan Am, which is not UTRGV. Lowest tuition in all of the UT system. So
Oh, shit.
Dope.
yeah,
That's pretty badass.
Yeah, basically just with no scholarships and just basic financial aid, I just got everything paid for.
That's chilling.
But immediately jumped on like 18 hours of like school, 16 or 18 hours on average plus summer school and everything. So I was like, I'm not working, so I'm just gonna get loans to live off of, paying the price now.
Yes.
RIP to fucking student loans.
I got
dude.
some loans out here too, man. Loan City.
Loan City.
But I mean,
Paid
to-
off.
yeah, basically what I'm paying off now is like a really fun like 4 to 5 years of I just had a lot of fun.
Had a great time.
Yeah, had a fucking
Really
great
good time. I did not work at all.
That's
Yeah,
crazy. So
price.
this is like pretty much like your first job, kind of like it's been
Yeah.
your first job, and then you just
So I had like small jobs before, but mainly my first actual
first
job,
legit,
career
yeah.
type thing was personal training.
fuck
I
yeah.
immediately went into that. I was just like, this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life, just full on dedicated.
That's crazy.
It's like
Yeah,
it's just like school, dude. Just one choice is I'm gonna go here. Is it?
yeah. I guess I kind of have that mentality with like, it's just this is it. This is what I choose.
I'm supposed to
100%.
be here. Yeah.
I'm jumping in.
Yeah.
I'm jumping in,
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
dude. Fuck. I need to take a hard piss, but do I? Nah, I don't really do. I'm good.
Just hold it in, man. Hold it in.
Nah, I'm good. I can. One of the fucking most terrible things about hosting is like, in some cases, I do have to take crazy pisses, so when I stand up, I can't like fully stand up. I'm just like, I gotta take a piss so hard I can't fucking straighten out. Like, so much pressure. But
Yeah.
God damn it, dude. I don't know. I feel like ever since we moved into this house, there's been a couple of weird things that have happened. And like, I don't know if you heard like the last story, but so in our room over there, like the one where Val was in, right? The fan and the light both have the same switch, so you have to use the little pulley thingies.
Okay. Yeah, that's how
like
my
turn
old
on.
house was.
Yeah. So, I going to bed one time. She was already asleep. I went in like later, and so flip the switch, whatever, pull the string for the light, fall asleep, wake up at 5:45 in the morning to neighbors' dogs howling, like for some reason, and I was like, "The fuck, dude! It's hot as shit." And I was like I usually sleep on my back, so I was like laying up and looking up the fan, and it was stopped. And I was like, God damn it, did the lights go out or some shit? And so I woke Val up, and I was like, I think the lights went out because it's hot as fuck, and the fan is not working. And then like a second or two later, the AC turned on, and I was like, wait, what? So I got up off of the bed, and I walked over, like I was like confused, right, for a couple of seconds, and it's like I walked over to the switch, and it was off. And I was like, what the fuck, Val? Like, in my mind, I was like, why would you turn this shit off? So I turned it back on, and the light and the fan both turned on. And I was like...
So someone put the...
And I was like, what the fuck?
That's fucking wild.
Dude, so I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, I'm in my mind, I was like, it has to be fucking Valerie, right? Or whatever. But also, she's very short. And to reach the fan, she would have to have stood on the bed. I'm a fucking light sleeper. I would wake up like quick as fuck. She didn't even wake up for the dogs howling, dude. And they were howling fucking loud at 5:45 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, like, what the fuck? And so...
Just check your doors?
Yeah, I got up, I walked around the house. The dogs were there with me, too, in the room. Yeah. All three of them. And none of them, like, reacted to anything. And, like, I walked around the house, everything, checked all the doors, like, fucking everything. Everything was locked. There was nobody here. Everything was, like, the same way I had left it, right? And I was like, okay, I guess. Started to get a little freaked out. And then it was already going to be 6, so I was like, you know what? I might as well just stay up. I'm going to take the dogs for a walk. So I was, like, putting on my shoes and shit. And then Demi was like, nah, let's just all go to sleep. So they all jumped on the bed and they were like, and I was like, come on, guys. But all right, I guess let's just go to sleep.
Yeah.
So I fell asleep for like maybe another hour. Val got up. Oh, at the time my schedule I didn't start work until 1:30 in the afternoon. So I was like, all right, I can chill for a little extra while. And Val got up to start getting ready for work. Now, we hadn't really finished cleaning our restroom here, so we were both using the guest restroom to get ready and all that.
Yeah.
And so I felt her like get up and walk out, and I heard her taking a shower and everything. Now, mind you, in our restroom, there's like the switch to turn on the lights for like the vanity, and then the switch to turn on like the extractor and that other light.
Yeah.
The switch to turn on the extractor and the other light is a little janky, so you gotta like wiggle it around a little bit and leave it in a certain position for it to stay on.
Yeah.
If you don't do that, it'll continuously turn on and off and on and off. And like so, I'm falling. I'm like semi asleep. Like my eyes are closed. I feel like I'm asleep, but I'm pretty conscious more or less.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm pretty sure maybe like a good 15 minutes or 20 minutes had elapsed after Valerie went to go get ready, and then I start hearing from our restroom the switch like jump back and forth and the extractor turn on and off and on and off.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, did she come back and start like finish getting ready in our restroom? And as soon as I was thinking that, it stopped and she walked in through the fucking bedroom door, and I was like, I woke up completely like, okay, this is fucking weird. And I didn't tell her anything, mind you.
Yeah.
Fast forward, she leaves. I like fucking cleaned the house or whatever, swept up, mopped and everything. And then I was keeping the dogs in here at the time, so I still hadn't set up the studio. So I left them in here and I left. And then when I get a text at work like later when she gets back, and she was like, the fucking dogs like tore up some napkins and shit. There was like a trail of napkins from the kitchen into the hallway. And I was like, the fuck? I left the dogs in the room. And how would they do that? Like, how are they gonna open the door, go do that, come back in and close the door? And I was like, were the dogs in the studio room like when you got there? And she was like, yeah. And then I didn't say anything to her, but I was like, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
That's wild.
Yeah, honestly, nothing else has happened since then. Yeah. And then I finally told her what happened, and she was like, okay, that's fucking crazy. And the other day, I think it was on the premiere of Game of Thrones, if not the day before. But we were hanging out in the living room with like myself, Mikey, Valerie, I think Nichols, and his lady Anna, and she claims that she saw something move from this room into our room, and she thought it was one of the dogs, but the dogs were like there with us in the living room, and I was like, I don't know, I didn't see anything. But, nothing else has happened since that.
You have like spirit dogs in here?
I don't know, maybe, right? Like, but I mean, that really did fuck with me because I was like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. I haven't really like noticed like any weird presences or anything since here. How'd you sleep last night? Anything?
It's great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You didn't feel nothing? I asked Mikey the same thing. He was like, no, dude, nothing spoops has happened. And nothing has happened since then. So I don't know. That was just a weird night.
Yeah. I had a couple of weird instances in my, I think I told you about them. In my other house, the one I was renting, it was like an older house. And I was staying there.
This house is from 77, by the way, so it's pretty old.
Yeah, the older house that I was in, I think, was probably from like 70-something. And I was renting in that house. It was pretty much just like two memorable, like significant occasions where I could not explain things. So every time like these things happen, I'm a pretty like skeptic, rational person. So I try to find a way to explain it, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I always try to like ration with things, and I don't really get spooked or anything, right? So one of the first ones that happened was so we had a carport in that house, and so I would always leave through that door because the living room door was kind of a little weird, like to lock. So we never used that one. So I would always leave through the carport door. And so when I was leaving through that door, my wife at this time was in our room, and then I was leaving through there, right? So we were nowhere near each other. But I was saying like, hey, I'm gonna go to work, whatever. Open the door, I'm about to step out, and then there's like a significant loud, like 3 knocks. Again, being like just rational person, I was just like, oh, my wife is like doing something in the room, whatever. So I leave. I come back from work. Somehow it comes up, and my wife was like, why'd you knock like after you left? Like I thought you wanted to come back in. So when you closed the door, like I went to go open the door. I thought maybe you forgot your keys or something. And I was like, I did not knock. I thought that was you. And then she was like, no, like those 3 loud knocks. Mind you, this place is old, so we have a really big yard. So even like the sidewalks or our neighbors and stuff, like our neighbors are apartments, so we're really far away. So there's nobody like
in the immediate region,
near.
like area.
And the dogs are outside in the back. So inside the house, there was nobody that could knock. So immediately I started thinking like, oh, what's the door? Like when I closed it, like when I opened the door, the air came in and like something rattled. So I got every single object along the wall and I tried to rattle it, and they would all rattle. But it was like kind of like the diminishing rattle, like brrr, right?
Yeah.
All of it sounded like that. I tried to recreate it so many different ways, but this was a significant 3 knocks, like yes, exactly like that. So I was like, okay,
fuck.
I don't know how to explain it. Like I kept trying to come up with conclusions, and like I went to the other side, got like frames and moved them, and I was like, there's no way like things like diminish in terms of the way they go, right? So I didn't know how to explain it, but whatever. I was just like, whatever, because my wife freaks out and she's a little.
Is she superstitious?
Yes.
Okay.
Religious and superstitious. So, but I'm not either of those. So I was just like, whatever. Something happened somehow. Somebody knocked. Something.
It's fine. It's fine. We're all fine.
It's cool. I cannot explain it, but we're good.
Yeah.
So nothing happened for a really long time, and then I told you about this one with the dogs. So at my other house, it was the kitchen. There was like a glass sliding door, and then right in front of that, there was like a small, tiny patio type thing of like cement where the dogs, they would always lay there. And so I have 3 really big dogs, right? So when they start playing, they cause a lot of commotion, and so it gets really loud. And it would
you have 3 ponies.
Yes. So it would get a little annoying sometimes, and so like I would just this sliding door was covered by like basically this
like a curtain.
Yeah, like some curtains, some big curtains, right? So I would open up the curtains, and then I would just do like a quick 3 knock, like, and I would just say like settle down, right? So I opened this. It's big backyard, and then my dogs, right? So they were making a bunch of noise. I went like that. I was like settle down. I close it. I turn around and I hear the loudest like three knocks, like.
Same deal.
Like they responded?
The same thing I did, right? It was like back. So immediately, like that registered me, like that's a person. And I heard it right behind me at the top, the very top corner of it. Like I clearly knew where it came from, and I was like, that's the top corner of it. So I turned back around, and I was like, there's somebody outside with my dogs. But it didn't make sense to me because
there wasn't.
my dogs definitely will hurt somebody across the fence. Like they are trained to like protect the house, right? So there's no way anybody could. They actually bit somebody one time that got close to the fence. Right?
Oh,
Yeah, so
shit.
it was a huge deal, right? But basically, what you should know is that my dogs will attack somebody if they cross. Like, they are all ready to.
They're about it.
They serve their purpose.
Yes.
They walk
They're-
around.
they-
They're strapped.
Yes, they're there for their purpose, right? So no way anybody gets like near the house. So like immediately I'm like, there's somebody outside. They're right there. I just heard that. That's clearly somebody. So I open the thing, and my dogs, they kind of listen to me like when I tell them tricks, but in terms of misbehaving, they don't listen to me. I give a fuck about
They're
it.
just like,
They listen
okay.
to my wife. Like when my wife says like, settle down, like they'll stop immediately.
That's crazy.
But if I go like, oh, settle down, like they'll be like, whatever. Calm down a little bit. Then they could just go off running, do something to somewhere else in the big backyard because it was big backyard, right? So I open the curtains and they're all just laying completely still. So before this was like a giant commotion where they were just like going all over.
And
the
they're
house.
laying down or they're like sitting?
No, they're all laying down. All
Okay.
of them, just there. And then I was just like, okay, like literally like 3 seconds ago, there was just a huge commotion and all of them are just laying there. So I was like, how the fuck? Like, they're big dogs, and I understand that they could have made the noise, right? But I've heard them make noise. And when they make noise in terms of, like, crashing into things, it's just, like, loud, chaotic crashing.
It's not it's not 3 solid.
Yeah,
knocks.
it's not 3 immediate knocks that, like, they just register to me as, like, that's somebody.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, that's 100% somebody. So I turn around, and I open the thing, and there's nobody. And then right after that, I realized there's no way somebody would get in because my dogs would have fucking attacked them. And they were extremely calm. Like, just, I'm telling you, my dogs don't listen to me like that.
Not like that.
They'll do tricks when I teach them things, whatever. But when I tell them to settle down, they'll be like, yeah, all right, Dad. Like, we'll settle down in about 5 minutes. So they just were super calm. And then I was like, okay, well, fuck, somebody's outside. So I go and I go outside, and again, there's nothing near my house, so I can see or at that old house, so I could see like really far down the block. This way, there was nobody outside, and that was another instance where I was like, okay, that was clearly unexplainable and a little freaky, but whatever.
We're gonna let this one slide.
Yeah.
All right, guy, whoever you are.
That's the same feeling I had. Like, for the most part, I was more confused than I was like spooked at all.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, okay, like,
I can't explain this.
yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just fucking
All right, then.
puzzling. It was like the same time that I saw the fucking duende. I was like, okay, like, what the fuck is that? But
Yeah.
it's weird. Like, I don't know. It's
That happened to me one time, dude, where I couldn't explain some shit. Like, I'm laying in my room, and I usually have like what I call a noise canceller. It's a broken fan.
it's just white noise, dude. That's all it is.
It's a fan that I dropped when I was moving, and now it makes a little brrrr,
But it doesn't work.
and it's fucking great. It doesn't work. It doesn't blow air. It just makes a noise. And it's perfect.
So you just turn it on just for the noise?
I turn it on for the noise. It cancels the shit out of the noise. Other noises don't affect me after that.
Yeah.
Some reason I'm tired. It's midday, and I'm like, I just get to my bed, fucking take a nap. Start
Noise
taking a nap.
cancellation technology.
And all of a sudden the fucking curtains just start slamming like that, and the little stick starts like moving like that, like
Speak into the mic, motherfucker.
slamming against like the inside of the wall, like
Yeah.
hard, like, and I'm like, and enough to where it woke me up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I turn around and I see that shit happening, and I'm like, the fan's not on, like the ceiling fan's not on. Nothing is on.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And so, like, I wake up and I'm like, check the window, and I'm like, I mean, the window's like, it's closed. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm like, maybe like this guy like slammed a door and there was some air. So like, I open and close the closet door, and like the thing moves a little bit, but like it didn't like.
It didn't do the same thing.
It didn't fucking slam. Like, how the fuck it was slamming for no reason. And I was like, what the fuck was that? And so like, I even like start like fucking with it, and I'm like, how does this happen?
Yeah.
And I just couldn't explain the shit out of it. Like, I couldn't explain that for anything. And I was like,
I feel like that's a little bit more intense.
That has never happened to me again. But like,
What place was this at?
that's at the current place.
Oh, at the current place?
Right.
Oh, shit. I've actually never really been into your room in the current place.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
That's a lot more alarming than like either of the things that we saw, because that happened away from our...
I'm standing there like staring at it, and it was like still like fucking moving, and I'm like, what is happening here? Like, there's no wind. It was the strangest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Pretty fucking weird.
Yeah. But I was like, I don't know what's happening, but I can't sleep now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, man, it's weird. Like, those types of
I
experiences.
tried to
just-
recreate it so many times too. Like I was like,
That's
let
what
me-
I tried to do.
Let me move the fucking closet door and shit. It was
Yeah.
probably some wind or some shit.
That immediate, yeah.
No.
Yeah, and
I tried to do the same thing, try to recreate both situations, and I was like, okay, let me sit down and figure out if I want to make this noise, how do I make it?
Right.
How can I possibly make it? Both instances, I had no way to make it. Like, I could not recreate this noise, and there was just no explanation, so I was like, all right, whatever. And actually, I just remembered these same 3 knocks. I've had them twice in my life before.
That's crazy.
So
wait, before you go any further with that story, back in the day when we were like younger in high school or in middle school, and we would stay at your place, one of your brother's rooms was fucking creepy. Do you remember that, or was that just me?
No, yeah.
That was the thing, right?
Yeah. It was Eddie's room.
It was just like for some reason like extra pitch black.
Yeah.
What was the deal with that?
I don't know.
That was fucking crazy.
Yeah, it was just I don't know, like the setup or something. But anyways,
Sorry. Yeah.
That room was dark as shit.
yeah, there was Eddie's room was kind of like hidden towards. Yeah, I don't know, weird. But anyways, so in this room, I had completely forgotten about this experience, but it just reminded me these 3 knocks have happened before. I was at the time dating somebody else before my wife, and I was on the phone with her, and my bed was right next to a window, and so while I was on the phone, it was late at night. Everybody was like asleep in my house, right? I remember my parents had their dog outside.
Oh, this was back when you still lived here?
Yeah, when I still lived here, right? So my parents were asleep. Everybody was asleep in the house. They had a dog outside. It was very destructive, right? So at some point during the phone call, I have like a loud three knocks in the window, which is right next to the bed. So it's like let's say this window back here, right? So my bed was right up against that wall, and then that window right there, loud 3 knocks. So it's like clearly like one
On the window or on the wall?
on the window. So 1 foot away on the window. So it's a clear 3 knock, right? Again, not the noise a dog makes, whatever. But I heard it and I was like, all right, cool. I'm just going to ignore that.
Right.
So, because I was like, I don't know, maybe someone threw like 3 consecutive rocks.
That's creepy as fuck.
Made no explanation, but I was like,
That's none of my business.
Whatever, like the dog or something, right?
Yeah.
I was like, somehow that's still explainable. Person on the phone did not hear these knocks. So I was just like, it's cool. I'll just keep on, right?
Yeah.
This knock happens about 2 hours later, later on. And now it turned into like, okay, now I'm going to make it significantly unexplainable to the point where it's like, you have to think about it, right? So the person on the phone actually ended up hearing these knocks. And she was like, what the fuck was that? So the knock was at the very top of because before that, the knocks were 3 straight knocks in the same spot. So I was like, okay, explainable somehow, right? Something hit the window. Although it sounded like clear 3 human knocks, it was explainable somehow. The next one was at the top of the window, at the top of the house, and then directly above me, like on the roof, just exactly where it was, just like boom, like clearly coming from there, right?
What the fuck?
Yes, that would have had to been inside of the attic. It's called an attic, right?
Yeah.
It would have had to have been inside of the attic. So it was clearly at the top of the window because a window sounds different, right? When you knock on it. So it was top of the window, top of the house, inside the attic, directly above me, and loud enough to where the person on the phone heard it and asked what that was. And I was like, I don't know. It just happened a while ago.
These things have been happening.
Some sort of rock or someone threw an acorn or something. And I was clearly not an acorn.
Like fucking loud knocks?
Yes.
Like
loud, yes. Yeah, and
Fuck.
like climbing.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. Yeah. And well,
and then it happened again at the same spot.
I had no explanation for that. And then I just remembered that happened to me before. And then that happened at that other house too. It's the same style. 3 knocks, like.
It follows.
Yes, significant enough to where it's just like there's no like the noise is diminishing or like rattling, nothing. It's just 3 hard, clear knocks. So that's happened to me 4 times. Other than that, though, I haven't experienced really anything paranormal.
That's fucking weird, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know how to. That one at like your parents' place is trippy.
Yeah.
And I remember staying there a couple of times and having to go to the restroom in the middle of the night. And
It's
like
dark as fuck.
It's dark as fuck. Yeah, because there's no windows in the hallway, right?
No. It has like a weirdly long hallway.
Yeah, and it gives you like a creepy vibe.
Yeah.
At the end, where was your room at the end? No, right? It was like past the restroom, like to the right, or no? Or am I remembering it correctly?
Restroom here, long hallway. my room was straight at the end of the long
Oh,
hall.
okay, so it was, yeah.
Yeah, so if you would open the door, you would see like a giant hall.
Yeah, yeah, I
That
remember
was
that
the first
shit.
thing you would see when you would open the...
Remember when you would like knock on everything? What if it was just you, dude, from the future?
Fucking, I don't know.
It's the
That's what I was
alternate
exactly what I was
dimension.
thinking.
I went through like weird,
And then it all ties together at the end, the 3 knocks.
weird phase.
This is you're an interstellar, dude, and you
God,
just
yeah.
went through the black hole.
You're trying to send yourself a message.
Yeah, sometimes I forget about the shit I used to do in terms of like...
Isn't that the meaning for SOS or something like that for help?
No, it's like
The
1,
three-
2, 3, pause, 1, 2, 1, pause, 1, 2, 3. I think.
But like, isn't it like whenever? Well, don't say like whenever you have 3 gunshots or something, you shoot 3, but like with spacing equally in between.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's like knock, 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 pause, knock, knock, pause, knock, knock, knock. I think I might be wrong. I don't know more.
Well, like okay, so like you have literally just 3 bullets, and you're shooting for help.
This is a very specific request for information that I don't have.
It's like you shoot and then wait. 2
Cannot
seconds.
contribute.
I don't know. I
No.
really don't know.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying it's
Yeah.
similar.
Well,
Similar.
I don't know.
Somebody's reaching for help.
And I am not helping them at all. No, no, no.
Fuck,
Like,
dude.
I
That's,
made it clear that I need help, and I was just like, no, somehow wind.
hey, motherfucker.
It's like, clearly this is not the wind.
Damn, dude, that's
Yeah.
fucking wild. And I don't know. The whole the light and the fan thing is the one that really fucking fucks with me. Because I'm like, someone had to like pull the switch or pull the string to turn the light back on,
Yeah.
and then turn the switch off.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's like, how? Or like,
Yeah.
the
I
fuck?
I would explain that in like some kind of electrical fucking.
But if it was like, my first thought was like it had to have been electrical, but then I was like, why
The
would the
house
switch
is
be
old,
off?
dude. Like,
Yeah.
But why would the
those things
switch be
happen.
off though? And I've tried to recreate it to where like, okay, I'm gonna turn on like the fan and the light. I mean, yeah, like the switch or whatever, and pull the light and then turn it off, and to see if I turn it back on, do they both turn on? No, that does not happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I was like,
No
the
idea, man.
fuck.
The older houses are fucked, man.
Yeah.
Moral of the story:
Weird.
Moral of the story is older houses are fucked.
get a new build.
Yeah, that's why we got a newer house.
build it over an Indian grave or something to see what happens, or a Native American grave. Apologies, don't hate me out there. God damn it, dude. It's been about 2 hours now.
Oh,
Again.
Jesus.
We're out here, and unfortunately, we lost some of the live stream, but we got it back on track. So I'll put those two together somehow, or not, whatever. But
Yeah.
God damn it, dude. Anyways, Ray, it's been a fucking pleasure having you back on.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure being on.
Alan, I fucking hate you.
Thanks, man.
Alan, I believe this is the first time I see you since high school.
It's been a
It
minute.
is,
man.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
How many years is that?
I feel
9?
like I've seen you, but I just watched the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, man, we hung out last time.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
I just listened to you speak.
It's been like 6 years.
It's been fucking forever.
I think
8
something
years, bro.
Like, has it really been?
Yeah, 2011, 2019.
Holy shit!
What are you doing, dummy?
Getting tangled.
God damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, it's been life.
Yeah.
Anything you would like to plug, my homie?
No, go check out TruFit. People from Laredo. Ask for a fitness assessment / evaluation. I'll help you out, change your life, get you in shape.
For the future, permanently, forever.
Yes, yes, sir.
Not this 12-week program bullshit.
No, trying to change lives, lifestyles.
You can catch Alan at Cap City Comedy,
Sign up for the year program.
Yes.
the year program, dude. You know what? I'm probably gonna go check it out. It sounds fucking great, to be honest. And
Yeah.
I do need a switch from current gym.
You
so
definitely should, man. Like, Gold's is so overhyped out here.
Yeah.
So fucking overhyped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hated the shit out of Gold's out here.
Yeah.
There's too many goddamn people.
I liked it because I would really go at not peak hours most of the time, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's fucking overpriced as fuck. So
Yep.
whatever.
By the way, TruFit is about $25 a month.
There you go. You had me.
There you
I'm
fucking-
fucking sold.
Yeah.
Sold.
All right, dude. I'm gonna go sign up. Let's go. But thanks for tuning in. I do not have music lined up, but I know exactly what I'm gonna play later. It's a surprise for y'all. Peace.
So, guys, I have this song idea. I don't know if y'all are down. Maybe.
jet planes, thundering and shaking. Hopefully they won't come crashing.